Jace Becker going to Borman. Touchdown, Outlaws! Her hands race for the ball. Journey Warman, look at the lightning strike from her for 2.
That's right, passes right, it's picked off. Connor Winter, the 26, the 20, the 10. He is in there. Touchdown, Watford City.
30 seconds remaining. Chance to go to state at hand. Ersley kicks it out. Wolf, corner, got it! Three-pointer, Hudson Wolf.
Becker goes down with a kick out to Blake again from the kill line. Good for 3 more.
Mama, there goes that man.
It's a wobbly one. It is intercepted. Oh, man, what a highlight. A big deciding set. Smithburg skies. Point, Paige Smithburg.
That pass is tipped. Taken by Skyler. The spin move, and she finishes at the rim.
12-5. Jacobson gets into the paint. Off-balance shot. Good. 2 more for Harley Jacobson.
Here's a deep 3 by Cannonwisher from the Beaver logo.
Brings it in. Missed it. Good rebound by Colt Champion. Brings it down. Goes back up and scores.
The Pirates again down low. Kiever with a nice bounce pass. Wide open. Camry Johnson and 1.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of GameDay Media, LLP, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent by GameDay Media, LLP.
GameDay Media, LLP does not own the rights to the background music of this live stream. All rights belong to the music owners. No copyright infringement intended.
Today's Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you by RTC Networks, Hagen Equipment Incorporated, First International Bank and Trust, Nodak Insurance Company, Eric Mogan, Johnson and Sundin, attorneys at law, Shiloh Chavez with LPL Financial, Farmers Union Oil of Watford City, Patriot Fuels LLC, McKenzie County Heritage Park and Museum, Cornerstone Bank, TNT Measurements Incorporated, Northern States Fishing Tools, WCAG Church, Doug Rolfson, Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Wolfpack Booster Club, BNC National Bank, Darrington Snow Removal, The Merc at Long X, McKenzie Electric Cooperative, Red Rock Auto of Watford City, NCC. When the job demands power and precision, turn to Hagen Equipment in Watford City, your proud Case IH and Bobcat dealers. From equipment rentals to a full service department and an extensive parts inventory, Hagen Equipment has what you need to get the job done right. Stop by 805 South Main Street in Watford or visit HagenEquipment.com. Hagen Equipment, work ready, field proven.
You could put your dog in charge of deliveries.
But maybe don't.
You could plant your field by hand.
But maybe don't?
You could point in any direction and randomly choose a bank.
But maybe don't?
Cornerstone Bank offers high-tech, high-touch options when you want efficiency or need advice. Get the best of both, banking the way you want it. Come to Cornerstone and let us prove the difference.
Have you ever wondered how your internet works?
It starts with fiber in the ground.
And local employees who connect that fiber to your home or business.
Our 9,000 miles of fiber keep you connected.
to your neighbors and the world, while keeping your data safe from intrusions, viruses, and malware.
At RTC Networks, we're proud to offer our community the fastest, most reliable fiber optic internet available. Our goal is to keep you connected seamlessly and securely.
When you have financial questions or ideas, you need someone to listen and provide insight about your options. Shiloh Chavez and her team with LPL Financial can review your specific situation and help create a strategy unique to you and your goals. Give her a call at 701-842-4244 or email at shiloh.chavez@lpl.com.
Williston, the deals are heating up at Red Rock Chevrolet GMC in Williston. Right now, get into a powerful Chevrolet GMC 1500 with 0% financing for 60 months or take rebates up to $7,000. Looking for space and versatility? Drive home a Chevrolet Traverse today with low 2.9% APR financing. Or check out the sporty Chevrolet Trailblazer, now with rebates up to $750. Head to Red Rock Chevrolet GMC in Williston today and see dealer for details. Red Rock Chevrolet GMC, where the deals are as big as the open road.
At Johnson & Sundin Law Office, we combine big case expertise with small town service. Since 1980, we've fought for clients across western North Dakota. From oil and gas disputes to serious injury and wrongful death cases, probate, agriculture, and more. No matter what issue, our experienced team is ready to stand by your side. In our office in Watford City, we're here for you, wherever you are. Johnson & Sundin, expert legal representation rooted in North Dakota. Looking to save on fuel and fuel up fast? Patriot Fuels of Alexander, North Dakota is your partner in profit. We're proud to support the trucking industry with high-speed fueling systems, top quality products, and vendor relationships that put your success first. Join the Patriot Fuels Fleet Card program and unlock exclusive discounts, or simply pay at the pump. Either way, you're fueling with integrity and efficiency. Patriot Fuels, driven to deliver more, located in Alexander, North Dakota.
Hello and welcome to Fridley Field in beautiful Watford City, North Dakota. We are here getting ready for a double-A showdown between the Central Cass Squirrels and the Watford City Wolves. My name is Titus Stenberg, happy and proud to be bringing you today's play-by-play action. We'll be joined shortly by Ross Sundin as we welcome you into your Hagen Equipment pregame show. Hagen Equipment is your source for Bobcat, Case IH, and many more lines of equipment in Watford City. Visit 805 South Main Street in Watford City or visit HagenEquipment.com today. Exciting matchup here, exciting day as it's opening night in Double-A football. And we are here and so excited for year number 4 of GameDay Media and year number 2 of Watford City GameDay Media. And it's going to be a great season as we get ready for some more great high school football action.
Sorry about that. Me and Tommy are talking. Just up and down.
So the Central Cass Squirrels have made the trip from Castleton, while Watford City is ready for their home opener, and they're going to enjoy this one because they're going on the road for 3 consecutive games after this season, or after this game wraps up. And so we've got an important game for both of these teams, though it does not count for any postseason implications as of yet, as this is a non-conference matchup. Central Cass won this matchup last year when these two teams met in Castleton. That was a Squirrel victory by the final score of 41-14. So the Wolves will try to return the favor as they open up their schedule here with the home game at Fridley Field. This time I want to welcome in my partner, Ross Sundin. He's down on the field, getting ready to catch some coaches for coaches' comments in our next segment. But Ross, how are you doing as we welcome you into another football season?
We don't have you, Ross. Is your microphone on?
We seem to not have connection with Ross at the moment, so we're going to work on that. We are going to step aside here from Fridley Field and your Hagen Equipment pregame show. We'll be back with more right after this.
Every competition, every activity, every big moment, the Pack shows up. The Wolfpack Booster Club supports Watford City student activities and athletics all year long. Join the Pack. Be a supporting member behind each and every Watford City Wolf. Follow the Wolfpack Booster Club on Facebook to stay up to date on upcoming events, activities, and ways to get involved. And visiting teams and fans when the game brings you to Watford City. Find more happening around town at watfordcityevents.com.
Farmers Union Oil Company of Watford City has been serving the customers in and around the surrounding community since 1929. Farmers Union Oil believes in community involvement and has supported numerous activities since the beginning. We take pride in giving back to our patrons through dividends and stock retirements. Our customer service should be our top focus to ensure a pleasurable experience for you, our customer. Whether you're looking for gas, fuel, hardware, or just needing to fuel the body, Farmers Union Oil is your one-stop shop.
Our marketing manager has prepared today's commercial. That's about as persuasive as advertising gets.
We'll see you at the Merc in Watford City.
This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you by TNT Measurements Incorporated, providing oil and gas allocation meter proving, calibrations, and production facility lack provings. To schedule your proving, contact Derek Thompson at 701-421-1351. This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you by Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Watford City and Alexander Athletics on Game Day Media. Call financial advisor Doug Rolfson at 701-444-4160 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
We started with small beginnings. And just like the visionary entrepreneurs we serve, we turned an idea into reality. BNC National Bank, where possibilities begin right here at home.
Welcome back to your Hagen Equipment pregame show. Just around 20 minutes away from the opening kickoff tonight between the Wolves and the Squirrels. No place I'd rather be on a Friday night than at Fridley Field. We're going to try this again. Ross, how are you doing tonight?
Hi, Titus. I'm doing real well. I'm enjoying my time down here on the field. It's a few degrees cooler here than up above, of course, but it's awfully humid, and it is warm, so it's going to be interesting to see how this heat and humidity takes its toll in this game tonight, especially with a high-flying offense like the Central Cass Squirrels bring to Fridley Field tonight.
We are certainly going to see a contrast of styles between the home Wolves and the visiting Squirrels. Watford City loves to run the football. You mentioned it, Central Cass loves to throw the football. It'll be interesting to see which offense has their way when it comes to impressing their will on the opponent. And Ross, you've been able to study up a little bit on both of these teams, doing some pregame work. What have you noticed?
You know, I have. I've got a fun human interest story to share with our listening audience. The Crochet family's here tonight. They have a son, Tyler, that plays in Bemidji. I believe they watched him last evening. They're here in Watford City to watch their son, Callum. And then they're heading out to Montana Tech to watch last year's senior in Colton Crochet play tomorrow. So it's going to be a fun weekend for the Crochet family. But on the Squirrel side of the ball, we're going to look for a lot of passing this evening. Their quarterback, of course, Kegley, he brings a game. Last season, he had, around 2,500 yards throwing, I believe, a 75% completion rate. For all intents and purposes, he is a complete package, and he's put on about 20 pounds of muscle, they tell me, since last fall. So I think he's going to be really fun to watch this evening.
Excellent. Great work down there, Ross. We're going to try and catch up with both coaches if possible as they prepare their teams for this exciting Week 1 matchup. We've got some great fans already filing in, and I think we're going to have a huge crowd on hand as the Wolves fans look at the schedule and see that this is the last chance that they're going to have to see a home game until game number 5 of the season. So last year they started the season with the Squirrels in Castleton and then had 3 consecutive home games before going back on the road. This year it's a little bit different the way it's set up right now, but that's how the schedule works out. And it does look like Ross has caught up with the Central Cass Squirrel head coach, Tommy Butler. And so let's welcome you into our Watford City Farmers Union coaches' comments. They have been serving the customers in and around the surrounding community since 1929. Check them out along with Cenex, Hardware Hank, and the Twist 2.0, all under one roof. Ross, down to you with head coach of the Squirrels, Tommy Butler.
Thank you, Titus. I'm here with Coach Tommy Butler. Coach Butler, last year was your inaugural season in AA ball. You guys put together an impressive run. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, I thought our kids came in. We were prepared. Obviously, we knew every game's going to be a tough one. I mean, every team in this league is tremendously talented, really, really good, coached really well. So, I thought we were prepared, but, there was a few games that we kind of let slide. And but, I mean, making it to the semifinals, losing to a good Minot North team is, something that we're definitely proud of. But, hopefully this year we can make a little deeper run and, hopefully try to come back and, try to win one.
Coach, I noticed earlier when we reached out to you and asked about some information for Central Cass, you came back and shared 11 captains with our audience. Can you tell us how you got there?
Yeah, I mean, so, to me, captains normally are just somebody that goes out for a coin toss. And that's not what we do here. Yes, we want to win games. Yes, we want to be competitive. But our biggest thing is we're trying to, create great young men. And I think a lot of times on teams, we got 55 guys on this team. A lot of guys can feel like they get left out or they kind of get passed by. So those group of 11, what they do is they meet with their group after each practice. They're essentially responsible for 4 guys. They're checking in with them. That's their essential little team. And then I meet with each individual captain as a group. And I think it's been one of the best things that we do, just creates camaraderie. And I think our guys have really responded well to that. And I think this is one of the, closest knit teams that we've had.
That's really impressive, Coach. I was looking at the demographics of your team. You have 15 seniors, 9 juniors, 17 sophomores, 11 freshmen. That's a tremendous turnout, and it shows a lot of interest in your program.
Yeah. I mean, there's obviously, you're always trying to recruit. You're always trying to get more guys out. But, the guys that we have, we're excited to see what they can do today. Obviously, you're going against a college offense with the size that these guys can put out there. But, they're excited. They're excited to go compete. We're excited to come to Watford City. I mean, what a phenomenal place that you guys have here. So we're just pumped to be here, though.
Thanks, Coach. I have one final question for you. Last year, your quarterback, Brody Kegley, came in at about 150 pounds, lights out, 75% completion rate. I saw him on the field earlier. It looks like he's stacked.
Yeah. He's put a lot of work in the weight room. I mean, he's got a tremendous arm. Got a great feel for our offense. He's a third-year starter, so you always feel really, really good when you got a third-year starter in there. And again, he's just another one of those guys. One of our captains. One of those guys that we're really going to lean on. But again, the thing I'm probably the most proud of is just his growth as a young man. I mean, he's really taken that leadership role on well, and I'm excited to watch him play tonight.
That's awesome. Coach Tommy Butler, I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, go Squirrels.
Titus, back to you.
Thank you very much, Ross. Great work down there. And a huge thank you to Coach Tommy Butler for giving us a lot of pregame time here as he gets his Squirrels ready to go. While we have a second, let's take a look at the preseason polls that just came out. There it is. We've got Kindred at number 1, Minot North at number 2. The Central Cass Squirrels ranked number 3 in the state. Coming into this game, number 4, the defending champions Devils Lake. Number 5, Bismarck St. Mary's. And then 4 teams receiving votes: Grand Forks Red River, Grand Forks Central, Dickinson, and Watford City. So 9 teams in total receiving votes, and those were the top 5. So these Central Cass Squirrels they've got a lot of preseason expectations on them. They had a memorable season last year, and then it ended in heartbreak as they lost in the snow to Minot North in the semifinals. They were just that close to getting a chance at a rematch against Devil's Lake, which would have been a chance for them to get some revenge after a early regular season loss. The only games they lost last year were that Week 2 loss to Devil's Lake, and then to Grand Forks Red River in the middle of the season, Kindred to end the regular season. They beat St. Mary's in the first round of the playoffs, and then lost to Minot North in that one. We got Ross downstairs with head coach Jim Dooley of the Watford City Wolves. Ross, take it away.
Thank you, Titus. Titus, I'm down here on the field with Coach Jim Dooley. Coach Dooley, playoff appearance last year for the Watford City Wolves. How are you feeling coming into this fall?
Oh, we're feeling good. I mean, we have a lot of returners. Had a really good summer. You know, we had, I think, took 34 to football camp.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to
had some other things during the summer.
Here at the Rough Rider Center
good participation.
Watford City, North Dakota.
We're excited to go up against one of the top teams in the state.
Today's football game marks the start
These
of the
Central Cass Squirrels look awfly good on paper last year. Do you expect anything different out of them this year?
They're good off of paper too on a field. So. You know, the one thing they return pretty much the entire receiving core. Quarterback's back. He's a 33-year starter, new running back, and I think they're going to kind of play it by committee. They had a couple of those guys played last year. They have another new guy in there. Quite a few new linemen. So, we'll see there. But they're very athletic and quick, get off the ball. We have size. That should be an interesting matchup.
Coach, thank you for your time. Good luck tonight. Titus, back to you.
Thank you very much, Ross. Great work down there. It's the first game of the year for everybody, and we are having a lot of fun right here at Fridley Field. We're running ahead of schedule here. We take a look at the clock. It's down under 9 minutes before the pregame clock will expire, and these two teams are excited. You know, football is the one sport where you practice so much more than you play. And for both of these teams, it's really exciting for them to actually be able to play against an opponent instead of just continuing to practice against your teammates. So that's what we have to look forward to here tonight. We want to welcome you to the Red Rock Auto Sports Desk. And we welcome Ross back upstairs to the sports desk here. Red Rock Auto, fast and reliable service and car shopping made easy for new and pre-owned vehicles. Sales, service, and parts. Visit redrockwatford.com today. The warm-ups are continuing down on the field. We're going to step aside for a moment. When we come back, we'll take a look at the starting lineups, and we'll be back with the TNT Measurements Spotlight players and a whole lot more. Thanks for joining us today on Game Day Media.
Since 1978, Northern States Fishing Tools of Watford City has been your trusted partner in the oil field. Serving the Wollaston Basin, we offer top-quality fishing and rental tools, including packers, plugs, and through tubing equipment. With expert knowledge and decades of experience, we deliver results tailored to your needs, all at competitive prices. Give us a call, 701-842-3350, or visit northernstatesfishingtools.com. Northern States Fishing Tools, quality tools, proven service.
Since Nodak Insurance Company started, we've gone from paying by mail to paying online. Your proof of insurance is found in an app, and as farming technologies advance, our coverage protects. The way we live and work has changed, but our service and commitment remain. We're evolving to meet your insurance needs, with answers where and when you need them most. Nodak Insurance Company. Stop by our office in Watford City and visit with Eric Mogan and Brady Monroe to see how we can help.
This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you in part by
Darrington Snow Removal, your source for complete commercial and residential lawn care and snow removal. Weed spraying, aeration, fertilizer application, sprinkler repair are also available. Call Patrick at 701-580-3023 today.
We take pride in serving our members and our community, because we not only work here, we live here.
Welcome back to your Hagen Equipment pregame show. It's time for our TNT Measurements Spotlight Players. TNT Measurements been serving and supporting the oil and gas industry for over 25 years, focusing on oil and gas measurement. When you want it measured right, contact TNT Measurements. For the Watford City Wolves, we're going to put the spotlight on Sam Inman, number 79. He is listed at 6'3", 300. It's been updated since the Pigskin preview came out, Ross, where he was 6'2", 295. He's now 6'3", 300. And I don't know that there's anybody else who is more excited for a football season to get started than Sam. Of course, he wasn't able to play last year due to the injury, and I'm really looking forward to him and his work, especially on the offensive line.
Absolutely, Ted. It's what a phenomenal player. And you could see what going to the weight room does for a fella. They stretch him out an inch. They add 5 pounds on him. We got a force to be reckoned with out there tonight.
That is Sam Inman. And let's quickly shift over to the Central Cass Squirrels spotlight player. We see him just making his way towards the sideline as the captains just got done meeting at midfield. That is Brody Kegley. We heard Coach Butler talk about him in our coach's comments. And boy, you could read stats about him for days. Last year, 2,430 passing yards, 24 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. Ross, that is an amazing touchdown to interception ratio.
Just incredible. And, one of the amazing statistics is his completion ratio, percentage, 75%.
Yes.
He's a coach's dream beyond under center.
Absolutely. And there are so many players to choose from on both rosters. We tried to just pick one, but you're going to be hearing a whole lot of names, a whole lot of great athletes on the field. And let's take this moment right now to take a look at the starting lineups. We're going to start with the Watford City starting offense. These guys like to run the football, and let's meet the blockers up front. Senior Alex Christensen, Junior Birch Cheddar, Senior Caleb Pickering, Senior Sam Inman, our spotlight player, along with another senior, Brandon Spacier. Those guys will be doing the blocking for the senior quarterback, Baylor Salas. Now, what a three-headed monster at the running back position getting the start. Seniors Tristan DeVries and Riley Liedall-Berger, and the junior Brogan Shannon, with 2 tight ends starting Lewis Larson and Lewis Gwynn. Lewis Gwynn, just a sophomore. Lewis Larson, another Watford City senior. Ross, I want to take just a moment to talk about the rushing offense for the Wolves from last season. Look at some of these numbers. Riley Liedall-Berger, 194 carries for 1,296 yards and 16 touchdowns. Tristan DeVries, 81 carries, 825 yards, and 8 touchdowns in 9 games that he played. And also Brogan Shannon, 244 yards. Baylor Salas, the returning quarterback, 100 yards, rushing from the quarterback spot, and 2 touchdowns. A lot of different ball carriers can gain a lot of ground for these Wolves.
Boy, I tell you what, that is a luxury to have, too. When you think about what Tristan DeVries was able to do, he missed 2 games due to injury. He had a phenomenal season. Of course, Riley Liedall-Berger. And Brogan Shannon really stepped up as an underclassman last year. So when we heard from Coach Tommy Butler talking about the college offense led by a big offensive line out there, make no mistake, those 3 in the backfield really make it happen, too.
They sure do. Let's take a look at the Central Cass defense that's kind of try to be slowing down this Wolves offense. Up front, the 2 defensive tackles are Hunter Domier and Jack Sawicki. 5 linebackers getting the start. Easton Holland, Grady Mueller, Blaze Cotton, Aiden Thummel, and Ben Nelson. Quarterbacks will be Parker Wixo and Lane Watterson. Starting safeties, Carter Nelson and Zane Blixt. Those starting lineups are brought to you by Patriot Fuels, conveniently located on Highway 85 North between Alexander and Watford City for all of your fueling needs. We're going to step aside one last time for our Hagen Equipment pregame show. When we come back, we will have the conclusion of the pregame show and get ready for the Northern States Fishing Tools opening kickoff between the Central Cass Squirrels and the Watford City Wolves. You're watching GameDay Media.
GameDay Media is proud to showcase our local athletes, but we can't do it without the support of our community. We're inviting business owners like you to join our growing list of sponsors. Sponsorship not only helps give student athletes the recognition they deserve, but also puts your business front and center with fans, families, and the community. Partner with us today to promote local athletes and your business through GameDay Media. Together, we make a winning team.
When the job demands power and precision, turn Turn to Hagen Equipment in Watford City, your proud Case IH and Bobcat dealers. From equipment rentals to a full service department and an extensive parts inventory, Hagen Equipment has what you need to get the job done right. Stop by 805 South Main Street in Watford or visit HagenEquipment.com. Hagen Equipment, work ready, field proven.
We are just seconds away from the playing of the national anthem, the announcement of the starting lineups down on the field, and then football here from Fridley Field. Titus Stenberg, Ross Sundin, got a great crew with us tonight. Coy Hartle is your producer. Xavier McGorman is the cameraman. Let's check in with our PA announcer, Phil Edge.
Your attention to the American flag for the playing of our national anthem. As a reminder, attention fans, as a reminder, if you are parked in the handicap spots on the north side of the high school and you do not have a valid handicap placard, please move your vehicle. Let's meet tonight's officials. Our referee crew tonight, Matt Liebel, Brian Lynn, Kevin Schneider, David Moore, and Josh Nallmeyer. Go ahead and play a little bit of music here. We got about a minute. I'll tell you when to kill it. Go ahead and kill it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starting offense for the Central Cass Squirrels. At left tackle, Ben Nelson. At left guard, Wyatt Fott. At center, Aiden Peterson. At right guard, Jack Sawicki. At right tackle, Jackson Jerky. At quarterback, Brody Kegley. At running back, Benji Bowie. At wide receiver, Kellen Crochet. At wide receiver, Easton Holland. Wide receiver, Blaze Colton. At receiver, Jarris Stahl. Okay, do the offense. Okay. And now let's meet the starting offense for the Watford City Wolves. At tight end, senior number 89, Lewis Larson. At guard, number 79, a senior, Sam Inman. At tackle, number 77, a senior, Brandon Spacer. At center, a senior, number 58, Caleb Pickering. At tackle, number 55, a senior, Alex Christensen. At guard, a junior, number 54, Birch Chatter. At tight end, sophomore, number 33, Lewis Gwynn. At running back, number 30, a junior, Brogan Shannon. At quarterback, number 14, a senior, Baylor Solace. At running back, number 5, a senior, Riley Leo Berger. And at running back, number 3, a senior, Tristan DeVries. It is time for kick.
All right. Thank you, Phil Edge. The butterflies are flying. We are just seconds away from the opening kickoff of what should be an outstanding matchup here between the Wolves and the Squirrels. We are aware of the error on the scoreboard that shows Central Cass ranked as number 4. They are the number 3 team in the state. And that's the correction there. It's the first game of the year for everybody. We've got a few details that we don't have quite worked out either, but that's part of live sports. And we'll just make sure that you guys are aware of that. We also want to welcome our friends listening to us on KTGO. Thank you to those of you joining us there on 1090 AM, along with the FM side of things and online. And here we go. We are ready for the opening kickoff, brought to you by Northern States Fishing Tools, a locally owned fishing and rental tool company, serving the Williston Basin since 1978. Watford City will be kicking it deep. Tristan DeVries will approach the football, and he'll be kicking it to the Central Cass Squirrels. Kellen Cruchet, the sophomore, back to receive. Ball at the 40-yard line, and we are underway for the 2026 AA football season. That one is picked up. Oh, man, a big hole and a great return for the Squirrels all the way past the 50-yard line. That was Zane Blixt, the junior, with a big return to set up Central Cass with outstanding field position.
Yeah, Blaine Blixt, 6 foot, 185. Frankly, looks small out there with the size of some of those kids. But what a great return and some excellent blocking up front.
So we see the Central Cass Squirrel offense on the field for the first time this season. And they're going to throw the football a lot. Let's take a look at Kegley as he sends a man in motion left to right. That is Jarris Stahl. Jarris got hurt on the first play of the season last year against the Wolves as Kegley throws it over the right side. It's bobbled but caught. Outstanding catch. Ended up being made by the receiver along the near sideline. That's Kellen Cruchet at a first down for the Squirrels on the first play of the game.
Kellen Cruchet comes from a family of football players, and you can see he's definitely had some folks out in front of him that have led by example.
That's a gain of 23 on the first play from scrimmage for the Squirrels. One play, one first down. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Kegley claps his hands, takes a snap, throws it over to the left side. That one is caught in space. More running room for Benji Bowe, and he will have another Squirrel first down. 2 plays, 2 passes, 2 first downs for Central Cass.
Benji Bowe picking right up where the older Cruchet boy left last season.
All the way down to the 9-yard line before Harper Moberg can bring him down. Moberg, the leading tackler for Watford City last season. Huge part of this Watford City defense. First and goal, Squirrels. And this will be a handoff. And the Wolves are going to get a TFL this time. Outstanding job by Watford City, and the Wolves are fired up. Boy, a nice job by Watford City's defense led by Harper Moberg.
Phenomenal defensive pursuit, and Harper Moberg picking up right where he left off last year also. He had a tremendous season, and he looks pumped for tonight's game.
Big loss on that carry all the way back to the 18-yard line. That's more like a sack than a TFL on a running play. It's a loss of 8. Kegley rolls to the left. Spacer dives for him, can't quite make the sack. Boy, he is elusive in the backfield. Now he's going to come to the near side, inside the 10. He got all of the lost yardage back, plus a couple as he gets pushed out of bounds at the near sideline. We'll see where they spot it.
Yeah, great hustle play by Brogan Shannon for the Wolves, getting over there and pushing Kegley out of bounds.
Spotted just inside the 8-yard line.
Could really see the danger of Brody Kegley. I mean, that play was designed like a flood left, and he just used his feet. And
3rd and goal for Central Cass. Ball at the 8-yard line. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Kegley taking his time, getting everybody lined up in the right spot. Now he takes a snap, handoff, left side, Bowe. Harper Moberg is there to bring him down after a pickup of about 4 yards. And here it is, 4th down.
4th and goal. Be interesting to see if they go for it. I suspect they probably would, although in pregame I watched their kicker.
Okay.
They've got a nice kicker.
Decision time, early decision time for head coach Tommy Butler. 4th and goal from the 4, and it looks like they are going to kick it.
Yeah. Well, this is right in range, I believe.
It's Matthew Bukow out there to attempt a 20-yard field goal. Ball right in the middle of the field. That's an advantage for the kicker. And boy, that kick looks good, and it is. So Central Cass scores first with a field goal. Watford City's defense bends but doesn't break in giving up a touchdown. But it is a field goal for the Squirrels, and they lead it 3-0. We'll be back for the kickoff right after this.
Imagine working with a team where your well-being is a top priority. At NCC, we champion work-life balance. Our culture ensures you have the time you need for life's important moments. We offer competitive pay that recognizes your hard work. Plus, enjoy comprehensive health insurance that puts your mind at ease. You'll also receive generous paid time off. And think future forward with our retirement contributions, securing your financial peace of mind. Join a team that values you. Work somewhere great and thrive. Don't wait for opportunity to knock. Open the door. Apply today at NCC. Visit nccray.com/careers.
Farmers Union Oil Company of Watford City has been serving the customers in and around the surrounding community since 1929. Farmers Union Oil believes in community involvement and has supported numerous activities since the beginning. We take pride in giving back to our patrons through dividends and stock retirements. Our customer service should be our top focus to ensure a pleasurable experience for you, our customer. Whether you're looking for gas, fuel, hardware, or just needing to fuel the body, Farmers Union Oil is your one-stop shop.
3-0 Central Cass on your NCC scoreboard. We do want to thank NCC and RTC for being great sponsors since the beginning and helping us out every step of the way here on Game Day Media. So Matthew Bukow puts the Squirrels up 3-0, and we've got an onside kick. And flags flying, and the ball didn't go 10 yards. And we've got a few things to sort out here.
Looks like a offside on the Squirrels.
Somebody got a little bit too antsy there. So the first penalty of the game is a pretty minor one, all things considered, against Central Cass. Going to try to catch the Wolves off guard.
I have to say I'm a little surprised with a couple of the play calls by Tommy Butler. It makes for an interesting game, obviously, going for the field goal down here with their loaded offense. I thought they might go for a touchdown on 4th and goal. An onside kick. Could be proved to be an interesting night tonight.
It sure could be. Cloudy here in Watford City. It is warm, but Ross, you were saying it was a little bit cooler down on the field than it is up here?
A little cooler, but the humidity is something else.
They're trying the onside kick again, and another flag. It looks like it's offsides, and again, I don't think it was going to go the requisite 10 yards for them to be able to recover that. And so we're going to go back to the 30-yard line.
Why would think Coach Dooley's kind of excited about this turn of events right now?
It's helping Watford City's field position.
You know, while they're sorting all this out, I just want to tip my hat to all the farmers across the state and in the Midwest that might be tuning in and listening tonight.
Yes.
Beautiful night to take a crop off, but also a beautiful night for a football game.
Absolutely. Yeah, late August in North Dakota, nothing quite like it. And now they will kick it deep. And the Wolves will return this one. And this is a nice return for Watford City. That is Jonathan Sargent taking the first kickoff return of the season. The 5'11 senior brings it up to the 40-yard line. Great starting field position for the Wolves.
Absolutely. Coach Dooley getting everybody involved early in this game. Johnny Sargent with a really nice return.
So the Wolves will line up for their first offensive play of the season on the far hash mark with 9:12 to go in this first quarter. Early lead for Central Cass, 3-0. Here comes the familiar to us Watford City offense now after a few years of Coach Dooley, but not familiar to everybody as we're going to have a early penalty against Watford City. Somebody got a little bit of a head start on that one.
I was chuckling a little bit earlier during warm-ups. I remember when Coach Dooley came here and brought his offense with him. There was a lot of people scratching their heads wondering what in the world are they watching out on that field. But it has proven time and again to be very effective.
We want to acknowledge the assistant coaches on both of these teams. We mentioned head coach Tommy Butler doing a great job with Central Cass. He is assisted by Travis Lamar, Ethan Pearson, Brian Lynch, Brady Halverson, Cade McKinnon, Tyler Wasling, and Brent Nelson. Watford City's assistant coaches Justin Hager, Marty Wagner, Mike Williams, Ethan Duper, and Daryl Ledoux. First and 15 for the Wolves. And this will be a direct snap. Tristan DeVries hitting the backfield and driven backwards. Good awareness by Central Cass's defense. First man through was Blaze Cotton. And a good start for the Squirrels defensive team, pushing Watford City backwards.
Just like we saw in that first drive with Watford City, just a swarming defense, running to the ball. Squirrels picked up something from Watford City, obviously, and they were all over that.
Bring up a 2nd and 16. Ball back at the 34-yard line. Watford City needs midfield for a fresh set of downs. Who's getting the snap? This will be Riley Liedalberger looking for a hole around the right side. And he gets positive yardage, but not a lot as the Central Cass Squirrels defense again steps up and makes the play as we take a look at our RTC Network's instant replay.
It'll be interesting tonight to see if Watford City can soften up the Squirrels defense with a little bit of throwing. Last season we had injuries and that compromised Coach Dooley's options, I think, to try and loosen up some of those defenses. We'll see what he does tonight.
Lewis Larson, along with Baylor Salas, coming in from the bench to Watford City's huddle. It's a 3rd and 12. Watford City's offense not built to play behind the sticks. But they're in 4-down territory if they can pick up at least half of the yardage here for a first down, I would say. And this will be a keeper by Salas. A nice cut move to get positive yardage. He picks up 4. And what do you think? Will that be enough for the Wolves to leave the offense out on the field?
I'm watching, and it looks like they're going to bring in the punting unit here.
4th and 8 from the 42. That's quite a bit of yardage to pick up.
I'm going to eat some crow here. I think they are going to go for it.
7:08 to go in the first quarter, just underway. The third-ranked team in the state, the Central Cass Squirrels, leading Watford City 3-0, and the Wolves are going for it on 4th and 8. Or will they? Salas rolling, and he's going to be sacked. The Central Cass Squirrel defense stands tall. Easton Holland with the sack, and that's a turnover on downs.
Absolutely. To me, that's a covered sack right there. The Squirrels were just tight on the corners. There was nothing out there, and wisely, the Wolves ate one.
So the Wolves commit a penalty, and they get 2 yards of offense, but then turn it over on downs back to the Squirrels. And once again, Central Cass will start a drive in Watford City territory. The first one they started at the 48. This one they're starting at the 34 with 6:49 to go in our opening quarter.
Yeah, certainly not an ideal field position situation for the Wolves.
Kegley wants it all, throwing it deep over the left side. He's got a man. It is caught, but he was out of bounds. Blaze Cotton just either lost track of where he was or had to let that ball sail. Let's take a look at the RTC Network's instant replay. Wind isn't a factor here, but that one sailed on Kegley out of bounds for an incompletion.
Well, as much as we talk about Kegley and his arm and his accuracy, you have to tip your hat to those wide receivers he has there, whether it's Goucher or Holland or Cotton or Stahl.
Yeah.
All have excellent hands.
And, boy, we're going to get into their stats after this second down play. It's a handoff to Bowe. Cut around to the left side. Big hole. First down for Bowe. Needed 10. He picks up 11 and a fresh set of downs. Here, Ross, listen to some of these stats from last year. Easton Holland, 53 catches, 555 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Blaze Cotton, 51 catches, 545 yards, and 7 touchdowns. How's that for a 1-2 punch?
That's amazing.
Bowe, the ball carrier there, gets it down to the 23-yard line. Third first down of the game for Central Cass. And this will be the third play of this second drive of the game and the season. They're trying this play again. It went backwards last time. This time it'll be positive yardage, but not a lot. Nice job by the Wolves defense stringing that play out as we take a look at the RTC Network's instant replay.
Yeah, that's a 6'4", 190-pound Easton Holland trying to take it to the outside. He's been a dandy for the Squirrels over the years.
Picks up 2 as the Wolves make the stop, led by Bryson Wolf. What a great name for a Watford City Wolves player, isn't it?
Yes.
Halfway through this first quarter, Central Cass leading the Wolves 3-0 as Kegley takes the snap, rolls to his left, sets his feet, evades the rush. Boy, 3 different Wolves were there. He throws across his body into the end zone. Dangerous pass, knocked away, incomplete. A lot going on that play. I think we'll give credit to Tristan DeVries for that pass breakup.
Absolutely. Tristan DeVries just coming in and making an athletic play to knock that ball away. From my vantage point, it looked like it could have been a touchdown until he entered the window.
The thing that is really sticking out to me right now, Ross, is the elusiveness of Kegley. Wolves have been close to getting him to the ground a few times, but they have not been able to yet.
It's just what makes him so dangerous. You know, when I was looking at their stats from last year and saw they lost a senior running back who had 991 rushing yards, I wasn't sure what they'd bring tonight.
There's Kegley intercepted by Tristan DeVries, and he's going to return it. The 5, the 10, the 15, the 20, the 25, a spin move outside of the 26-yard line. There's a big play by the defense. Tristan DeVries, the interception for Watford City.
That's exactly what Watford City needed right there. That's a big momentum shift for the Wolves.
You know, Ross, as I was looking at the Wolves coming into this season, the defensive backfield was my biggest question mark for Watford City after losing some really good players from there last year. You think of Wyatt Langford. Also, there was some other seniors. Connor Winter, who had, I think it was 3 interceptions. So for me, seeing that is a great, great sign for Watford City. Let's look at these numbers. Connor Winter had 3 interceptions last year, including a pick 6. Wyatt Langford had 2 interceptions, and Bryson Wolf had 1. He is back for these Wolves, but that's a really good early season sign there to see Tristan DeVries get the interception.
Oh, for sure. Those seniors that they lost, they all had one thing in common. They had excellent reach, excellent hands, good football intuition. But when we saw DeVries make that interception, nobody more dangerous with a football in his hand than Tristan DeVries.
No kidding. And there he was on the carry, carrying it from the 27 up to the 31 for a gain of 4 yards on the first play of this drive for Watford City, bringing up a 2nd down and 6.
You can see everybody settling down now. We're into our second drive, and some of those first drive nerves seem to have suspended.
2nd and 6. Here's the dive play, and it's Birch Cheddar with the carry. Look at that. He gets 5 yards just on the doorstep of a first down.
Birch Cheddar is a load. He's got a low center of gravity. He's no stranger to the ball. Great run right up the middle.
And here the Wolves are playing ahead of the chains. We saw them play behind the chains on that first drive, but now they've set themselves up with a 3rd and 1, and this is exactly what a Coach Dooley offense is built for.
100%.
Cheddar's first carry of the season. We're going to see that, I think, a few times. We saw Martin Wagner in that position, carrying it on those dives in earlier seasons. And
one thing I enjoy about Coach Dooley, after that first drive when they turned the ball over on downs.
Oh, it's a fumble by Liedal Berger. He had the yardage, and the fight for the football is going to go to Central Cass, I do believe. Yep, there it is. The officials have decided it's a fumble recovery.
Sometimes that happens when you're fighting for that extra yard. Riley Liedal Berger, he had the yardage, trying to do a little bit more with the ball and ended up losing it, but great tenacious run.
So a 3rd drive of the game for Central Cass, starting in their own territory as Easton Holland gets the fumble recovery. Both defenses force a turnover, and the ball back to Central Cass. We've had a lot of action for just 3 points up on the scoreboard so far, as this drive starts at the 42. Quick pass over to the left side. Cheddar with the stop as Parker Wixo makes his first catch of the ball game.
What I was mentioning earlier was after the Wolves turned the ball over on downs that first drive, just watching the relationship between Salas and Coach Dooley and the teaching moments that they had down there, you could see he was making some corrections. I really enjoy watching that relationship that Coach Dooley has with his players.
Good catch there, Ross, as we get ready for a 2nd and 6 for Watford City. Under 3 minutes to go in this opening quarter. Good start to this one. Number 3 ranked team in the state, Central Cass, leading Watford City 3-0. 3 receivers right, 1 receiver to the left. Quick pass right side, caught by Bowie. He gets a block. 40, 35, 30. Tripped up at the 26-yard line. That's a first down on a gain of 12.
It's a great open field tackle by Bryson Wolf. Head up, shoulders down. He took down, that's a load.
Yeah.
You're looking at Benji Bowie. He's just a junior. He's 5'11", 200 pounds.
Whew.
And he can move.
1st and 10 for the Squirrels, their 4th first down of the ball game. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers to the right. Handoff to Bowie, up the middle, inside the 25, down to the 20. Just a handoff there out of the shotgun, and another pickup of 6 yards.
I wonder sometimes if Central Cass just won't be content to kind of soften up this Wolves defense a little bit and open up those passing lanes for Kegley.
2nd down for the Squirrels as we near the 2-minute mark remaining in the first quarter. NCC scoreboard showing Central Cass 3, Watford City 0. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Kegley the snap, hands it off to Bowe. Another big hole as he cuts it over to the left side. He's got a spinning first down and more. Down to the 10-yard line. Tristan DeVries the stop after 10 more yards for Benji Bowe.
You know, there's nothing wrong with good old north-south football, and Benji Bowe getting it done for the Squirrels.
Second first down of the drive, fifth first down of the game. And for the second time tonight, the Squirrels have a goal-to-go situation. They had to settle for a field goal the first time they got into the red zone. Two receivers to each side. Kegley hands it off. A new running back in there is Zane Blixt, and he picks up a big chunk of yardage down inside the 5.
Yeah, I think Coach Tommy Butler wisely giving Bowe a little bit of a rest. You know, this heat's cumulative, and I worry about that for Watford City's defense tonight.
Yeah.
They've been on that field an awful lot this first quarter.
See Latrell Williams coming off to the sideline. He lost his helmet on that play. Watford City doing some substitutions up front. We see Enikasi Mafia, 359-pound freshman in there for the Wolves as they try to stand tall on this second and goal play from the 3. They fake the pass. They hand it off to Blixt. Good job by the interior line of Watford City's defense. John Hullen, first man through to send Blixt backwards. Third and goal upcoming.
Boy, that defensive line stood tall for the Wolves.
It really did. They mark it at the 4-yard line. And it looks like Coach Butler is content to let this quarter run out. We're going to switch ends and be ready for quarter number 2 as we have reached the end of one quarter of play with your score. The number 3 team in the state, the Central Cass Squirrels 3, the Watford City Wolves nothing. Thanks for joining us on Game Day Media and KTGO Radio. We're back with the second quarter right after this.
Our lives are made up of moments, and so many of the most precious moments begin at home. When it's time to unlock your dream home or build a brighter tomorrow, let First International Bank and Trust simplify your journey so you can love where you live and focus on the moments that matter. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first since 1910.
Williston, the deals are heating up at Red Rock Chevrolet GMC in Williston. Right now, get into a powerful Chevrolet GMC 1500 with 0% financing for 60 months or take rebates up to $7,000. Looking for space and versatility? Drive home a Chevrolet Traverse today with low 2.9% APR financing. Or check out the sporty Chevrolet Trailblazer, now with rebates up to $750. Head to Red Rock Chevrolet GMC in Williston today and see dealer for details. Red Rock Chevrolet GMC, where the deals are as big as the open road.
Hey, Dad, will you check the cows?
Use this instead, Grandpa. The cows look fine, Dad.
In my day, we had to sleep in the barn to check the cows.
Combining tradition and technology. Respecting the past while embracing the future. RTC Networks.
Welcome back to Watford City as we get set for the start of the second quarter. Start of the quarter brought to you by Northern States Fishing Tools, a locally owned fishing and rental tool company serving the Williston Basin since 1978. Central Cass knocking on the doorstep once again. A third and goal pass, fade route right side, back of the end zone, incomplete, intended for Holland. Colton Lewis out there in coverage. Incomplete pass at Ross. We see fourth down again.
Excellent defensive coverage by Colton Lewis. In order for Kegley to get that ball in, he actually overthrew his intended receiver outside the end zone. So what are we going to do here? It looks like we're going to kick another field goal.
The field goal team again. Bukow 1 for 1 on field goals already. The 5'7", 185-pound junior made a 20-yarder on the other end of the field. And now he's going to try a 21-yarder here. Again, in between the hash marks.
Right in his wheelhouse.
Let's see if he can go 2 for 2. It looks good from here. And it is 6-0 Central Cass as it's another field goal.
Plenty of leg.
Yeah, Matthew Bukow with the field goal. At this time, we want to thank some of our live read sponsors helping to bring you the action here on Game Day Media. We're going to start with WCAG. One church, multiple locations. See the service times there. And the locations, Kenmare, Belfield, Fairview, Montana, and right here in Watford City. Visit wcag.church for more info. Also want to thank the McKenzie County Heritage Park and North Dakota Oil Museum, where the pioneering spirit runs strong. They're open year-round, Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit Becca and Heather and their crew there doing an outstanding job. And Heritage Day is right around the corner. We also want to thank a brand new sponsor to Game Day Media, Elkin Water, Inc. See their info right there on your screen. And we want to thank them for joining us here on Game Day Media to bring you another exciting season of sports action. Getting started with football right now. We've got some plans to do some volleyball as the fall rolls on, and it's a great time of the year, isn't it, Ross?
Oh, absolutely. This is just the beginning. It's going to be a great season. We've got some excellent sports teams up here in the Northwest to follow, and I'm excited about it.
9 plays. Central Cass went on that last drive, and they gained 35 yards. And once again, had to settle for a field goal. He has made 2 of them, one from 20 yards and that one from 21. As Watford City's defense has bent, but not broken as of yet.
Well, that defense keeps giving this offense a chance, so hopefully Coach Dooley and his boys will put together a good drive here.
And that will be a touchback. That last drive taken 3:40 off the clock. So Central Cass winning the time of possession battle through the first quarter and 8 minutes. But, Coach Dooley has to be pretty happy with a 6-0 deficit, considering it could easily be 14-0 if the Squirrels were able to punch it into the end zone.
Absolutely. And I'm sure Tommy Butler playing it a little conservative. It's opening game of the season, working on all the little things. Just like last year, it seemed to me Central Cass kept getting stronger as the season moved along.
Yeah, they had a great season down there. I know they felt like they left a little bit of meat on the bone as they came up just short in that memorable game up in Minot in the snow in the playoffs.
What a game that was, too. Minot North had an excellent team.
They sure did. It's a positive gain on first down as Riley Liedall-Berger gets the carry there. Trying to make up for things after he committed the fumble on the last drive. It's a good start to the drive here for the Wolves with that 5-yard carry. Both teams have forced one turnover. Interception by Tristan DeVries for the Wolves.
Yeah, really, other than those onside penalties, it has been a relatively clean game.
Yeah. Wolves did commit a penalty on their first offensive play, but that's been it since that point. Oh, shouldn't have said anything. There's a flag.
I wonder if that was illegal procedure on the Wolves. We'll find out here.
Great officiating crew on hand here. It is the first game of the year for many of these guys, too, although Class A and 9-man got started last week. So AA and AAA starting 1 week later than Class A and 9-man. So there's a chance that some of these officials were working last week. As we get ready for a 2nd and 10 from the 20-yard line, I want to remind you, Alexander is hosting a football game tonight as well on Game Day Media as they take on Kenmare Bowbells. We won't be offended. You can switch back and forth. Watch both of the games right here on Game Day Media. There is Baylor Salas, not able to get the penalty yardage back as he is tripped up, and he's going to have to settle for a gain of 2 on the 2nd and 10 carry, bringing up 3rd and 8.
I will say Alexander's another McKenzie County community that really has a football program rolling over there under the leadership of Trey Jacobson. He's done a great job.
He really has, as they picked up a week 1 win there, a season opening win against Lewis and Clark. There is Liedall-Berger with the carry, not able to pick up a first down. And deep in their own territory, we'll see what the Wolves decide to do. A 4th and 3 is certainly attainable for this offense, but I don't know if Coach Dooley wants to take many chances this deep in his own territory. 10:07 to go in quarter number 2, Central Cass 6, Watford City nothing. It looks like they're going for it.
He is a risk taker.
Also a chance they could punt out of this formation, but Salas, it's blocked. Yeah, Central Cass was ready for it, but look out. We may have a roughing the kicker. Let's take a look at the RTC Network's instant replay as the officials sort this one out. Now, the ball was tipped, so I think that takes roughing off the table.
There's a little discussion.
And they're marching the football now. Well, I wish we had Chaz Neff on the line, our officiating expert.
We know if he can, he's listening somewhere. Chaz, phone in.
Well, he's probably reffing somewhere tonight. We'll have to talk to him after the game goes final.
Wasn't there a game show where you could phone a friend?
Yes. Yes. Oh, we want to thank Chaz for all the work that he does. So many different things. Very talented guy, and we don't get to hear him very much during football season because he is reffing so many games. We thank him in the basketball season. We get to hear from him a lot if he isn't officiating a game. Officials now talking to head coach Tommy Butler of Central Cass. Yeah. That's what I thought. That was my initial thought, but I didn't want to presume anything because the officials know way more about the rules than I do.
Well, rules change too, so.
Yes, they do.
But that was the right call. They pulled the flag. Excellent job these officials are doing tonight.
9:52 to go in the second quarter. And once again, Central Cass will start a drive in Watford City territory. Ross, this is the fourth drive of the game for Central Cass. All of them have started in Watford City territory.
Boy, they sure have, and that makes it a real tough night for your defense. But, going back to that block punt, I don't think Salah saw it, but if he would have tucked and ran, I think he could have got the first down with his legs. He had a wall of white close at hand, and I don't think he saw the lane.
He may have. There was a catch by Blaze Cotton. But Brogan Shannon able to hit him early and limit the gain to just 1 yard, bringing up a 2nd and 9.
Well, there's another young man who just keeps getting better as a football player, Brogan Shannon. He's been a lot of fun to watch.
Kegley now 5 of 9 for 56 yards and an interception as Bowe gets the handoff. Showing some elusiveness. He breaks tackles, and he gets a first down to the 21-yard line. What a piece of running there by Benji Bowe.
I thought he could have got there a little earlier. It was just he was looking to get hit. He wanted contact. Yeah.
Look at that run on our RTC Network's instant replay. From the 36 down to the 21. It's a pickup of 15 as the Squirrels hurry up. Kegley. He's going to tiptoe down the sideline and pick up some nice yardage.
He would have had Holland, but Holland slipped on his route. And really threw that play out of rhythm. And luckily for the Squirrels, Kegley is pretty fleet of foot.
We aren't going to be able to do any replays at this speed right here. We're going to keep the action live as the handoff goes to Bowe. Brandon Spacier with a nice tackle. As Bowe gets inside the 15.
Yeah, Tommy Butler going with the no huddle here. He's going to keep the pressure on the Wolves defense, it looks like.
5th play of the drive. Also the pressure on me keeping stats. Here it is, 3rd and short. Kegley rolls to his right.
He's got the first if he wants it.
And he will take the first down and get out of bounds. Stops the clock. Another goal-to-go situation for the Squirrels. We'll see where they spot the football on the far hash mark. 7th first down of the game for Central Cass.
Watching Brody Kegley is so fun because you could just see him dissecting the field. He knows where all of his receivers are. He's going through his progressions. And when he needs to, he tucks it and he runs and he gets first down.
1st and goal from the 9. This is the 3rd goal-to-go situation that Central Cass has had. They have scored 2 field goals. They want a touchdown. Quick pass left side, caught, but a great open field tackle by Riley Liedel-Berger for a big loss.
Huge tackle by Riley Liedel-Berger. Just right out in the open field. Sometimes I think that's the most difficult tackle to make.
Absolutely. Kellen Cruchet with the reception. It goes for -3 yards. Setting up 2nd and goal, but now the Squirrels are backed up to the 12-yard line. 8th play of the drive. Central Cass taking their time now. They didn't stay in that no huddle very long.
I have to say, I think Watford City's up their conditioning game. I mean, those guys have been on the field for quite a little bit on the defensive side of the ball, and they still look pretty fresh.
3 receivers right, 1 left. Kegley takes the snap, looks right, rushed, rolls to his left. He's going to tuck and run. He gets inside the 10, down near the 6-yard line. Sam Inman and Harper Moberg in on the stop. He got half the yardage he needed. You could tell he wanted to throw it, but he just didn't have anywhere to throw it. So he picks up yards on the ground instead.
Yeah, those are a couple of guys you don't want to run to on a regular basis. Sam Inman and Harper Moberg.
No kidding.
They can lay a lick on you.
3rd and goal from the 6-yard line. Central Cass on the left hash mark. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Kegley ready to take the snap in the pistol formation with Boway behind him. He takes the snap, looks right, throws right, and the ball is caught in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Squirrels.
Beautifully placed ball. There wasn't much Colton Lewis could do about that throw at all.
Let's take a look at the RTC Network's instant replay. What a pass from Kegley. And Cotton doing the work on the back end. First touchdown of the year. And it puts the Squirrels ahead at 12-0. I was expecting a PAT, but it looks like the offense may be staying on the field.
Going to go for a 2-point conversion, it looks like. You know, Blaze Cotton, he's just a junior, 6'2", 190 pounds.
And they want the 2-point conversion. Kegley rolls to his right, has some time, throws over, and it is caught. And the 2-point conversion is good. Nice catch in the end zone by Parker Wixo. And that puts Central Cass up 14-0 with 6:40 to go in the first half. We'll be back with a kickoff right after this.
You could put your dog in charge of deliveries,
but maybe don't.
You could plant your field by hand,
but maybe don't.
You could point in any direction and randomly choose a bank,
but maybe don't.
Cornerstone Bank offers high-tech, high-touch options when you want efficiency or need advice. Get the best of both, banking the way you want it. Come to Cornerstone and let us prove the difference.
Looking to save on fuel and fuel up fast? Patriot Fuels of Alexander, North Dakota is your partner in profit. We're proud to support the trucking industry with high-speed fueling systems, top-quality products, and vendor relationships that put your success first. Join the Patriot Fuels Fleet Card program and unlock exclusive discounts, or simply pay at the pump. Either way, you're fueling with integrity and efficiency. Patriot Fuels, driven to deliver more, located in Alexander, North Dakota.
14-0, Squirrels with the lead as they kick it deep. It'll be Sargent at the 9-yard line with the reception, taking it in between the hash marks. And he is hit early and hard by the special teams of Central Cass. They send him down at about the 21-yard line.
Yeah, Johnny Sargent looking for a lane, thought he found one, and the Squirrels just shut that down in a hurry. Got to tip my hat to Brody Kegley on that last drive. Both scoring events, spreading the love around a little bit. Went to Blaze Cotton for the touchdown, and then turned around and went to Wixo in the end zone for the PAT. So kind of fun to see him mixing it up with his receivers.
So Watford City's offense goes back on the field. They only have 1 first down so far. They have run the football for 23 yards. They have not completed a pass yet as they look to reset the play clock. See Mitch Lundy, the new athletic director of Watford City. Stick around for our halftime show as we're going to be joined up here at the Red Rock Sports Desk by Mitch Lundy. Excited to introduce him to Game Day Media and to the Watford City area as the Wolves run the ball on first down. Tristan DeVries picks up 4.
Yeah, Mitch Lundy, I think Watford City was fortunate to land someone with his experience. He really does a nice job in the AD's office.
From Beulah, spent, I think it was 13 years in Minot. And he was the tournament manager for many, many state tournaments, along with many other events there in the Magic City. And he's brought his talents down west here to Watford City. Not much running room there for the Wolves on second out.
And talents he has, Titus. I was just down there visiting. He put me to work.
Oh, good.
I was like, hey.
You thought you were getting out of the work up here in the hot press box, and he put you to work down there.
Yeah, I was trying to hide. And I told him he's lucky he caught me in my prime. So.
Very good. 3rd and 6 for Watford City as the ball is spotted at the 26-yard line. And Ross, this is a huge play right here. The Wolves really can't afford to go 3 and out, and they need a first down. You've mentioned it. The defense has been working hard. They were able to hold Central Cass to a couple of field goal attempts on the first 2 drives. They did give up a touchdown there on the last drive. And we're going to have a timeout. Timeouts this year are brought to you by Shiloh Chavez with LPL Financial. I want to thank Shiloh for sponsoring Game Day Media again. She specializes in creating personalized financial strategies that reflect each client's unique goals and circumstances. That touchdown that Central Cass scored is brought to you by Cornerstone Bank. Cornerstone Bank offers honest insight from people who know our communities and how to make the most of your money. Visit cornerstone.bank today. 4:59 left to go in this second quarter. Ross, the yardage and the time of possession very much in favor of Central Cass, but if Watford City can sustain a drive here and punch one into the end zone, we've got ourselves a really good ball game heading into the second half.
Absolutely. I mean, the world's your oyster. You just need to open up and see what's inside. Watford City's got an opportunity, but, staring 3 and long here, it's going to be a real challenge.
It will be. They have not converted a third down yet so far on this drive. In this game, they just had the one first down back in their second drive of the game. We'll see if they can pick up that elusive second first down right here. Salas starts under center and then relaxes. Who's getting the snap? It's going to be Tristan DeVries looking for a block on the left side, and he is not going to find one as the Central Cass Squirrels stand strong and hold DeVries to no gain.
It's the Achilles I see for the Wolves tonight. They're just not able to get it to the next level. The offensive line play for the Squirrels has been really good. And we just Watford City needs to spring one of those backs and get them to the second level. And I think they can really see what they've got.
I've been impressed with Central Cass's speed.
They fly to the ball, don't they?
Yeah, they sure do. Ranked number 3 in the state. The preseason polls have them and Kindred, longtime rivals there in the southeast part of the state, right at the top of 2A East. It's out here in the west, Minot North and Devils Lake, the defending champions, 2 of the top-ranked teams. As the Wolves will go for it. It's a spinner, it's a handoff, it's a first down, and there you go. Tristan DeVries all the way up to midfield. How's that for a fourth down conversion?
That was pretty. And there we talk about getting to that next level. When you can spring Tristan DeVries, you can see how explosive he can be on the sideline.
First down Wolves as they get it to midfield. They wind the clock with 3:52 to go in the first half. Watford City has 2 timeouts left. Central Cass with 3. We'll see if that is the shot in the arm that this Wolves offense has been looking for in this first half.
Why do I feel like that timeout was more about the fourth down play than the third down play?
Yeah, I think you might be onto something there. This will be a quick handoff to Liedal Berger, and he hurdles a man, and another good chunk yardage there for the Wolves.
I know we refer to that offense as a 3-headed monster, but between DeVries and Liedal Berger, those are 2 guys that can really get it done. Just the explosion. DeVries looks like he's shaken up a little bit here.
Yeah, we saw those boys run all over the field last year. Now in their senior season, they're ready to maybe break some more records and keep finding pay dirt. Hopefully both of them can stay healthy throughout the year, along with Brogan Shannon. And Baylor Salas at quarterback. Second down and a short 2. This will go to Liedal Berger again to the right side, and he will pick up a first down to the 35-yard line, gain of 7. And Ross, after the Squirrels were holding Watford City to not much on the ground, we've seen some chunk plays here, 3 of them in a row for the Wolves offense.
Absolutely. It's just like a 180-degree turn. We weren't seeing a lot of ball movement, and now we're seeing fantastic ball movement from the Wolves.
Wolves, just like that, up to 65 rushing yards, with 38 of them coming on the last 3 plays. A little bit of confusion as to who is in and who is out. Looks like everybody is where they're supposed to be now for this 1st and 10 play from the 35. It'll be a direct snap. No handoff or toss this time, as Liedal Berger again tries the right side of the formation. He'll pick up 2 to bring up a 2nd and 8.
Well, there's no doubt we're in 4-down territory here, so I'm sure Coach Dooley is looking at all 4 downs to try and move the chains one more time.
9th play of the drive upcoming, as the clock continues to run, down to 1:37 left to go in the opening half. Squirrels up 14-0 over Watford City. 1 receiver to the left. Salas spins, hands it off to Colton Lewis. His first carry of the game. He gets inside the 30. Pickup of 4. And that will bring up 4th down.
Coach Dooley still has 3 timeouts left here, so I expect he'd probably start thinking about using them at some point. They don't seem to be in any hurry.
No, they want to end the half, I think, with the ball in their hands. We're down to 1 minute remaining before halftime. The scoreboard does show 3, but Watford City did take 1, so they have 2 timeouts left. As this is a direct snap to Liedal Berger. Patient run. Good decision. And he picks up the first down. Nice run by number 5, Riley Liedal Berger.
Yeah, first down's going to stop the clock. They're going to move the chains. It's exactly what the Wolves needed. They're lined up and ready to go.
4th first down of the drive. 5th of the game. Here comes the 11th play of the drive. It's the quick snap and not much running room there. On first down, it was Shannon who carried the football that time, his first carry of the game. Wolves doing their hurry-up offense, now 2nd and 8. This will be Liedal Berger. He gets inside the 20, and I think the Wolves will have to spend a timeout here. The clock continues to run. Down to 10 seconds.
Oh, my.
Wolves now will spend a timeout. Coach Dooley isn't happy. A little bit of clock mismanagement down the stretch of this first half. We're down to 7 seconds. And now the timeout is taken. Once again, this timeout brought to you by Shiloh Chavez of LPL Financial. This has been an impressive drive, but now the Wolves' options have kind of narrowed as they're into the red zone, but now facing a 3rd and 4 from the 18. You might only have time for 1 play, depending on how fast of a developing play is. At the max, you're getting 2 plays.
Absolutely. You know, I don't know exactly what happened there. I'm sure our viewing audience is a little confused. I'm a little confused. Nothing happened at 15 seconds. We lost 8 in there somewhere before we got a timeout, and I don't think that was by design.
So the Wolves have 1 timeout left. So I think that does leave them some flexibility in that they could plan on 2 plays, but that first play can't take more than 7 seconds, or it will be the final play.
Well, that is the disadvantage of relying on the rundown here. It's going to have to be pretty quick all the way around.
Salas back to pass, throws it into the end zone. Incomplete. Little bit of hand fighting down there, no flags. And now it's 4th down.
Yeah, a little hand play, but certainly not enough for an interference call. Just well defended by the Squirrels.
And the Wolves will spend their final timeout with 3 seconds remaining in this first half. Our halftime show will be brought to you by Nodak Insurance with your agent in Watford City and McKenzie County. That is Eric Mogan. Huge thank you to Eric for once again sponsoring Game Day Media. Their mission is to meet the lifetime financial needs of their clients by providing competitive products and outstanding service. If he remembers, we're going to have Athletic Director Mitch Lundy up here in the booth with us. So stick around for our halftime show as we look forward to recapping the first half action and also bringing that interview your way.
I will say the shining light on that last play, that was a really well-thrown ball by Baylor Salas. Nice tight spiral. He's got the arm. We're just going to have to give him an opportunity.
A little more of a conventional formation for Watford City this time. And Salas back to pass. Going to throw it over the right side. Incomplete. Doesn't look like anybody was near the football there. And that is how the first half will come to an end.
Yeah, it looked like DeVries broke his route off there. I wonder if there wasn't some miscommunication on that.
So the Wolves pile up some yardage, but are not able to turn it into points. And that means we have reached the end of one half of play with your NCC scoreboard showing Central Cass 14, Watford City nothing. You're watching Game Day Media. You're listening to KTGO Radio. First game of the year. And the third-ranked team in the state, the Squirrels, are leading the Wolves 14-0. We'll be back with your Nodak Insurance halftime show right after this.
When you have financial questions or ideas, you need someone to listen and provide insight about your options. Shiloh Chavez and her team with LPL Financial can review your specific situation and help create a strategy unique to you and your goals. Give her a call at 701-842-4244 or email at shiloh.chavez@lpl.com. This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you in part by
Darrington Snow Removal, your source for complete commercial and residential lawn care and snow removal. Weed spraying, aeration, fertilizer application, sprinkler repair are also available. Call Patrick at 701-580-3023 today.
We take pride in serving our members and our community because we not only work here, we live here.
Every competition, every activity, every big moment, the Pack shows up. The Wolfpack Booster Club supports Watford City student activities and athletics all year long. Join the Pack. Be a supporting member behind each and every Watford City Wolf. Follow the Wolfpack Booster Club on Facebook to stay up to date on upcoming events, activities, and ways to get involved. And visiting teams and fans when the game brings you to Watford City. Find more happening around town at watfordcityevents.com.
Welcome back to the Red Rock Auto Sports Desk, and we've got a special guest here with us at the sports desk. It's the new athletic director at Watford City, Mitch Lundy. Thanks for taking some time out of the first football game of the year, and I want to say welcome to Watford City.
I'm sweating my back off here. I'm running around. It's humid out there right now, so I've sprinted up these steps. I'm an old man out of shape. But no, it's happy to be here.
Good to have you. Yeah, I hear you. I've just been standing here, and I'm almost out of breath calling this football action here. So, Mitch, we want to introduce you to the Watford City area. Give us a brief background of where you've come from and some of the jobs you've done already before coming here to Watford City.
Well, I'll give you the quick rundown. I was taught in Killdeer for about 5, went down to Nevada for a little bit, came back up, got my admin. Wound up being at Beulah for 10 years as activities director, elementary principal, Minot Public for 12, and first year here in Watford City Wolves out west.
Yes, welcome back to the even more western side of the state. I know Minot is considered west, but during those 12 years in Minot, you got the opportunity to be the manager for many state tournaments and so much more. What are maybe one or two of the highlights you remember from just being able to host an entire state and showcase what Minot had to offer and some of the work that goes into hosting those events?
Well, sure. It takes, we've always said, talking about Minot, but Minot's a Class B town. They love the Class B tournament and in the Dome, Minot State University, the Harvard of the West. They want to have it there. They enjoy the people there. All the Minot State crew loves having us there. So the high school activities really, it's an outstanding venue. The improvements that they've made, every year is different. So, it's just the excitement of the Class B is never ending. So every year is a new challenge, and we've had a good crew that kind of knew their role and knew their job. And so I just kind of rolled the ball out and said, same thing as last year, people, and they got it done. So I kind of just got dictator and told them this is what we're doing and do the same you did last year, and then got the heck out of the way.
There you go.
Well, Coach, now you find yourself in Watford City, quite a lot different than Minot, where you had a lot of experience to rely on. You're kind of building a program of sorts around here, aren't you, with all the different sporting activities and this varying schedules? I mean, we've added hockey, we've got some soccer coming into play. Tell us a little bit about Watford and what you anticipate for growth here.
Well, I think that, if you haven't been to Watford again in, 10, 15 years, it's a different place for sure. Mm-hmm. It's progressive, doing a lot of great things, really young community. I mean, I think, again, I've used the term that 31 is like the average age of here. So young community, people are, the town and the McKenzie County have done a great job of building up and preparing for the growth that came, and they're not stopping yet either. They're continuing to look at ways to improve, and that's what what I hope to do here is just help the student athletes and not only athletics but activities just continue to get better and raise the level of expectations of where we want to be at, and we got to raise the level here a little bit. We got to get after it here in the second half. That's for sure.
Yeah, Wolves down 14-0 right here. Last question. We'll let you go. Mitch, what drew you to Watford City?
Number one, Minot Public is a super job. There's nothing. One of the things that kind of happened was opening up Minot North, and with Minot High, I kind of got away from knowing kids or cheering for kids. I kind of was the middleman of the school district, which was fine. I mean, but it's not how I kind of wanted to. I got about 6-7 years left, and it's not kind of how I wanted to end. So, the first two weeks here has been in school with around kids again. The kids at Watford City are super. I've had just a lot of fun, just starting to meet them, starting to remember their names, starting to know what they do, and I look forward to that, and just putting a name to the face, and again, it had nothing. The Minot kid, the Minot community, just rock stars. It's nothing but I got nothing but great things to say there. But it was just a kind of time professionally for when you're 12 years. Sometimes it's time for a little pick me up, I guess would be the best way to say it.
There we go.
Now I'm blowing up tunnels and
yes,
putting them away and hauling weights around, and so I'm back to the grind.
Back to the grind. You're getting your steps in.
I'm getting my steps in. Yes, sir.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. We'll let you get back to work. Maybe let you get back outside again, a little cooler out there. But
thanks to GameDay Media. We appreciate you covering the Wolves and in all sports and all you guys do.
Awesome. Thank you very much. We'll toss it back to our Red Rock Auto Sports Desk. And we'll be back for more of our halftime show right after this. You're watching GameDay Media and listening to KTGO Radio.
Our marketing manager has prepared today's commercial. That's about as persuasive as advertising gets. We'll see you at the Merc in Watford City.
This GameDay Media broadcast is brought to you by TNT Measurements Incorporated, providing oil and gas allocation meter proving, calibrations, and production facility lack provings. To schedule your proving, contact Derek Thompson at 701-421-1351.
Our lives are made up of moments. From first moments to big moments to everyday moments. At First International Bank and Trust, we support you with local service and checking and savings solutions to help you reach your goals, shape your legacy, and make your moments happen. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first since 1910.
Welcome back to your Nodak Insurance Company halftime show. Huge thank you to Mitch Lundy for joining us there during our halftime show as we watch the kids just get some last plays in out on the field. Always fun to see the youngsters, the next generation of Wolves, getting some time on the big field here at Fridley Field.
It's Jones Mackey bringing it to the house right in front of us there. Had the breakaway score.
Good stuff. Let's take a look at some of the first half action. All Central Cass on the scoreboard. We got the scoring with a 7-play, 40-yard drive, and Matthew Bukow hitting a 20-yard field goal to make it 3-0 with 9:18 left in the first quarter. And in the second quarter, a 9-play, 35-yard drive, setting up a 21-yard field goal by Matthew Bukow. Took 3 minutes and 40 seconds off the clock, making it 6-0 Squirrels with 11:50 left in the first half. And then their touchdown drive went 9 plays, 37 yards, a 6-yard touchdown pass from Brody Kegley to Blaze Cotton. 2-point conversion attempt was good. That took 3 minutes and 12 seconds off the clock, making it 14-0 Central Cass with 6:40 left in the first half. Then Watford City put together their best drive of the first half, but were unable to score. And that gives our halftime score of 14-0. Looking at the stats, Central Cass 134 yards of offense, 75 rushing yards, 59 passing yards. All of those passing yards coming from Brody Kegley. 7 of 11 for those 59 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. On the receiving side of things, Kellen Cruchet, 2 catches, 20 yards. Benji Bowe, 2 catches, 28 yards. Blaze Cotton, 2 catches, 7 yards and a touchdown. Parker Wixo, 1 catch for 4 yards. And he also caught the 2-point conversion. Rushing the football, Benji Bowe leading the way, 6 carries for 48 yards. Brody Kegley scrambled 4 times for 27 yards. Zane Blixt, 2 carries for 6 yards. Easton Holland ran the football twice, but lost 6 yards. As a team, they averaged 5.4 yards per carry. Those 134 total yards of offense. For the Watford City Wolves, we see Baylor Salas going 0 for 2, passing the football for 0 yards. Nobody in the receiving category. And for the Wolves on the ground, Riley Liedalberger, 8 carries, 36 yards. Tristan DeVries, 5 carries for 30 yards. Birch Cheddar at it once for 5 yards. Colton Lewis, 1 carry for 4 yards. Baylor Salas, 3 attempts for 1 yard as a team. 19 attempts for 78 yards, averaging 4.1 yards per carry. Both teams committed 1 turnover. Tristan DeVries getting the interception for Watford City. And both teams, 2 penalties for 10 yards. I think both coaches have to be pretty happy with that penalty number where it is. We saw Central Cass pick it up on 2 kickoff attempts, and Watford City had 2 procedure penalties on offense spread out amongst their first drives of the season.
I think that's really impressive and telling of how well these teams are coached. Opening night and very few penalties, really. I'm impressed by the way the kids have been executing.
Once again, we want to thank Red Rock Auto for being a new sponsor here to the Watford City market of Game Day Media. They are sponsoring the Sports Desk this year, where we're broadcasting from Red Rock Auto. Fast and reliable service and car shopping made easy for new and pre-owned vehicles. For sales, for service and parts, visit redrockwatford.com today.
Yeah, I was going to share with you, Ted, it's just the vantage point we have sitting up here looking down on the backside of the Watford City Wolves football team. And a name we haven't called in a lot of years, the Lawler name. I see we had a McCoy Lawler playing down there for Watford City. He's just a freshman, 6'3", and looks to be about 235 pounds. I saw him visiting with Brandon Spacer, a senior, doing a little friendly mentoring. And you just got to love that about the camaraderie of football and the leadership.
Yeah, and I think the future's bright for this year, but you mentioned it there. There's some underclassmen that really make so the expectations, I think, are going to be rising each and every year with some of these names that we're seeing. And it starts up front. It starts with the linemen. We have seen one freshman out there. That's Anakasi Mafi. He's new to the area. I believe he is coming to us from the Hawaii area, and he is a 6'2", 359-pound freshman. So there's a few freshmen on this Watford City Wolves varsity roster. And yeah, I think the future is bright for Watford City Wolves football.
Absolutely. I think we could say the same thing about the Central Cass football roster, too. I was talking to Coach Tommy Butler earlier. I mean, they have 15 seniors, which is a lot of seniors. But then when you look at the roster, 9 juniors, 17 sophomores, and 11 freshmen, just great participation from grades 9 through 12. That speaks a lot about the character of their program with Tommy Butler.
There you go. Hey, we want to send a shout out to Bo Wisness. He texted us here as he is right there in the combine doing what you said, Ross. He's doing the hard work there, farming in western North Dakota. Great to hear from you, Bo, there, and hope you're enjoying our coverage on Game Day Media and on KTGO Radio.
They farm a little different now. I used to farm with a wrench in my hand. He's got his feet up on the combine.
And both ways, we're feeding the world. That's for sure. It's a great place to live, no doubt. And so much fun to have some sports to talk about once again here on Game Day Media. It's a great time of year, and we've got a jam-packed schedule for you through the fall. And then when the weather gets colder, the action heats up inside the gym, as we'll have a full slate of basketball games for you on Game Day Media. So excited for year number 2 of Game Day Media in Watford City and year number 4 overall of Game Day Media. Let's see, I'm going to put Coy on the spot here. Coy, while we have a second, do you have the upcoming weekly schedule for Game Day Media? That's going to be coming up here next week. Let's take a look at that. Great job. There you have it. The first volleyball games of the season on Game Day Media will take place next week as Tioga gets their season started, and they'll be taking on the Glenburn Panthers on Tuesday. And our Redeemers will take on Kenmare Bowbells on Thursday. And we've got 2 9-man football games for you next Friday. The Watford City crew will be over at Alexander. My first look at the Comets this year. They're also on Game Day Media tonight, but that's a huge showdown against the MLS Mavericks. They're already receiving votes in the poll. And then up north, Towner Granville Upham will be taking on the number 4 team in the state, Divide County. That'll be the first weekend of September and the 3rd games of the year for those 9-man football teams.
They got it going on up in Divide County again this year, don't they?
I felt so bad for them the way the season ended last year with so many injuries piling up. We did get a chance to see them towards the end of the regular season against Alexander. But big expectations up there for that Divide County team. Great, well-coached football team up there. And we'll see what happens in Region 3 in 9-man. Right here, we're getting ready for the second half. This start of the quarter brought to you by Northern States Fishing Tools. It's a short kickoff. It's going to find some empty turf. It will stay in bounds. It's picked up at the 18 by Sargent, and he is hit immediately. What a play by Lane Watterson in the open field, bringing Sargent down for no gain on that return.
What a fantastic tackle in the open field.
So that brings the Wolves offense out onto the field deep in their own territory. It looks like they're going to be starting this drive at their own 18-yard line.
As I bring the play in, I look across the field here, and I have to tip my hat to the Central Cass Squirrel fan base. They really traveled well tonight.
Wow.
There's a pretty good sea of red over there.
It's a long trip from the Castleton area. And we do want to welcome our friends in Castleton, the ones that wanted to make the trip but weren't able to. Hope you are enjoying our coverage. The second best option when you can't be at the game is to watch and listen to us on YouTube. So we've got a East versus West matchup right here, and it's a delay of game to start things here for the Wolves. We talked about the lack of penalties in the first half, but that's a tough one there. First play of the half, pick up a delay of game penalty and set themselves behind the sticks here, get ready for a 1st and 15.
Yeah, you could tell they just started to get off a little slow there. Hopefully it's not too much for them to overcome on this initial drive in the second half.
So that backs the Wolves up. And a loose ball. Watford City does maintain it. Boy, play's still going. Wolves aren't going to pick up many yards, but they do preserve the possession. We take a look at the RTC Network's instant replay.
Looked like he had trouble with the handoff, and boy, that ball was just hanging in the air there for a second.
Yes.
Watford pretty fortunate to hang on to it. But now look what our field position is. Second down and 16.
Yeah, and in the shadow of their own end zone right now.
17, I guess. It's a long ways.
They need the 28 for a first down. Tristan DeVries tries his luck around the left side. Not much running room. Once again, these Squirrels flying to the football.
Yeah, you know, they're picking up right where they left off from the first quarter. Not so much the second quarter. They gave up some ground towards the end of that second half, but
yeah, they have come out ready to play on this first defensive drive of the second half. Sets up a third and very long for the Wolves. Watford City was forced into a passing situation to end the first half, and they could not complete either of their attempts. This is a passing situation as well right here with a 3rd and 16. And Liedal Berger trying to turn the corner, will not be able to. Minimal gain on 3rd and 16. That's going to bring up 4th and 13.
Yeah, it'd be fun if Riley Liedal Berger could get his shoulder square and make that corner, but he just couldn't quite get there. Had he, I think he had a lot of room out in front of him.
Zane Blixt on the tackle there. 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. Number 3 team in the state, Central Cass, leading Watford City 14-0. Wolves in a more obvious punting formation here with Tristan DeVries standing at his own 3-yard line. Ready to punt it deep. Blaze Cotton back to receive. High punt.
Nice kick.
And it'll be taken at the 49. Inside the 45, the 40, the 35, the 30. Outstanding return as that ends up being a net of only about 12 yards. And Central Cass with outstanding field position once again.
Beautiful kick by Tristan DeVries, but what an incredible return by, I believe it was Blaze Cotton.
Central Cass has started every single one of their drives in Watford City territory, and this is the deepest of those drives. This one getting started at the Wolves' 26-yard line. In a battle of field position, Central Cass has absolutely dominated here tonight. Kegley pumps. He fires over the middle. He's got a man. It's Cotton at the 5. Touchdown, Central Cass. That didn't take long. Blaze Cotton. It's pay dirt. 26 yards and a touchdown.
Boy, they made that look pretty easy. He just found a soft spot, looked like in the zone, and settled in there. Brody Kegley found him right away.
First catch of the night for Blaze Cotton. After he does the work on the punt return, he gets the touchdown reception there. Bukau has made 2 field goals. This will be his first extra point attempt after Central Cass went for 2 following their first touchdown drive of the game. Almost the same distance as his field goals, and that one splits the uprights. He is a perfect 3 for 3 kicking the football tonight. Central Cass 21, Watford City nothing. We'll be back with the kickoff right after this timeout.
This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you by
Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Watford City and Alexander Athletics on Game Day Media. Call financial advisor Doug Rolfson at 701-444-4160 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
We started with small beginnings. And just like the visionary entrepreneurs we serve, we turned an idea into reality. PNC National Bank, where possibilities begin right here at home.
Since 1978, Northern States Fishing Tools of Watford City has been your trusted partner in the oil field. Serving the Wollaston Basin, we offer top quality fishing and rental tools, including packers, plugs, and through tubing equipment. With expert knowledge and decades of experience, we deliver results tailored to your needs, all at competitive prices. Give us a call, 701-842-3350, or visit northernstatesfishingtools.com. Northern States Fishing Tools, quality tools.
Deep kickoff taken by Liedalberger at the 1. He's got a big hole across the 25, the 30, and it runs into his own man at around the 35-yard line. Berger knows he could have got more, but will be pretty good position for the Wolves after that long kickoff return.
That may have been a touchdown if Riley Liedalberger doesn't run up the backside of Johnny Sargent, who was trying to block for him. Great return.
So I got to correct myself there. That was the third catch of the game for Cotton. I was looking at the rushing stat line there. So it is his third catch. He's got 2 touchdowns and 33 yards. And Ross, you noticed he was busy on that little sequence there.
Boy, sure he was. If you enjoy oddball analytics, he returned the punt to put him into good scoring position. He caught the touchdown that led to the score, and he was the holder on the PAT. So he literally had a hand in that whole drive.
Yes, that's a great observation. You don't see that in the NFL or at big-time college football. That's the kind of stuff you see at high school. Makes high school football so exciting. As the Wolves pick up 3 yards on the first play of the drive. Trying to stay ahead of the sticks this time as they go with a 2nd and 7 now from the 39. Salas spins, hands off to DeVries. He lunges forward for a gain of 1. That'll be it. Now 3rd and 6 for Watford City.
Yeah, DeVries with a good second effort just to get a little something out of nothing, but not near what they're going to need.
Yeah, 3rd and 7 now for Watford City. 8 minutes and 17 seconds left to go in the third quarter. NCC scoreboard shows Central Cass leading Watford City 21-0.
Boy, look at the Rams of those Wolves, and they are just formidable in size, working hard in the trenches.
Which way are they going to go? It'll be to the right. Liedalberger breaks one tackle, dives forward. I think he's got a first down. He finished that run exactly how you want a running back to, leaning forward. And with that final effort, he does pick up a Watford City first down.
Just got enough. You know, and there's a good hustle play by Brandon Spacer. He got off the line and got out downfield, made a nice block that opened a hole for Liedalberger to squeak through to get that first down.
6th first down of the game for Watford City. That keeps this drive alive. They've got it up to their own 48-yard line now. And the ball did hit the turf. Brogan Shannon picks it up. I was getting a little bit lost in the misdirection. Do you think that was by design or not?
It's so hard to say. I was looking over here at Berger, and I saw Shannon up the middle with the ball. So if anybody can't follow it, don't feel bad. It's hard for us, and we're right on top of it.
Xavier McGorman doing the hard work here, running the camera tonight on this Jim Dooley offense. It's so much fun to watch, but it can be a little bit hard to call sometimes. And still, our job is way easier than a defense trying to slow it down. That's a low snap, and DeVries able to pick it up, trying to make something out of nothing, but he will not be able to. A good stop by Grady Mueller, along with some teammates there for Central Cass.
Yeah, once that play broke, there wasn't much there for DeVries to make anything out of.
Yeah, give Aiden Peterson credit as well on that play for a TFL. Central Cass is a unique defense with just 2 defensive tackles and 5 linebackers, giving this Watford City offense kind of a different front to look at.
Absolutely. I think it makes the blocking scheme really difficult for this offense.
Yep. This will be DeVries. He's going to throw it to Liedalberger. I think that was a backwards pass. The catch was made, and Central Cass was not fooled. Let's take a look at the RTC Network's instant replay. Wolves trying a little trickeration there, but it doesn't end up working.
I think Watford City was fortunate that that play didn't result in something other than a loss. It looked to me like it was a backwards lateral, and I thought it was going to end up in the Squirrels' favor, but sure-handed Riley Liedalberger.
Yeah, the catch was made, but now it's a 4th and 13. The Wolves need the Central Cass 42-yard line to keep this drive going. It looks like they're going to line up in an offensive formation. We have seen them punt out of this formation. This time Salas will keep it. He will cross the 50, but that's it. He picks up 4 yards, but not nearly enough for a first down, and that will be a turnover on downs. Ball back to Central Cass.
Interestingly, though, this may be the worst field position that Central Cass has experienced all night.
You are exactly correct. This one will start right at midfield. And this is the first time that Central Cass will not be starting a drive in Watford City territory. 5:16 to go in quarter number 3. Central Cass's defense, I think, has been the story of this game so far tonight, as they are pitching a shutout, leading the Wolves 21-0 and living up to their number 3 ranking in the state of North Dakota. 1 receiver right, 3 receivers left. One of them goes in motion as Kegley hands it off to Bowe. Patient run, but good hustle by the Wolves defense to close that hole down. Alexander Norman, the 305-pound sophomore, with the nice tackle on Bowe after a gain of 2.
6 foot, 305 pounds. And he moves well on his feet.
Yeah, just a sophomore.
God, Bowe from behind.
2nd down and 8. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Pistol formation for Brody Kegley. Takes the snap. Has some time. Now rolls to his right as a flag flies.
I think we got
Kegley, he's just going to run for it. And we'll take a look at the RTC Network's instant replay. And yeah, Ross, you saw it happen live, a holding call against the Squirrels.
Yep, that's coming back. That's good for the Wolves. Squirrels probably aren't too excited about that. But
first penalty of the game against Central Cass's offense or defense. The first 2 penalties were against their special teams.
Yeah, right out in the open in front of the official. A pretty easy one to spot.
This one costs some 10 yards and field position back to the 42-yard line. That's up a 2nd and 18. Wolves defense made a couple of stops early to force Central Cass into field goal opportunities, and then Tristan DeVries had an interception. Ooh, early movement by the Wolves there, and they're going to get half of the penalty yardage back as Watford City commits encroachment.
That was Latrell Williams. He came off the ball awfully quick for 6'1", 318, but just a little too quick.
A little too quick. The hard count by Central Cass, earning them a free 5 yards right there. They're up to 162 yards of offense, 77 rushing yards, 85 passing yards. Balanced offense from this talented Squirrel team. Quick pass right side. Kegley to Wixo. He breaks 1 tackle. Brogan Shannon able to slow him down enough for Bryson Wolf to finish him off, but that's going to be close to a Squirrel first down. They needed the 40.
I thought he was about a half-yard short. We'll see where the official spots it.
Yeah, I think you're right. Good eye, Ross. What a pickup of 12, 3rd and a short yard. They're going to get it on the ground as Bowe carries Moberg with him inside the 40 for a gain of 3.
Yeah, Harper Moberg met him early and had him nearly stopped for a loss, but...
And now we see the hurry-up offense after the 3rd down conversion. Pass to Wixo. He makes the catch. He is loose down the sideline, getting pushed out at the about 17-yard line by Wixo.
Wait, Wixo, he gets yards after his first touch. I mean, he's broken a couple of tackles now and had some good after yardage.
That's his 3rd catch of the game as Kegley's line continues to improve. Up to 10 for 14 now for 114 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Had a flag, and again, it's against Watford City.
Yeah, encroachment. So air up front, they'll get that fixed, I'm sure.
5th penalty against the Wolves, the 3rd of this second half. 1 receiver to each side. 3:51 left to go in quarter number 3. Central Cass leading Watford City 21-0. High snap. Good job by Kegley to bring it down. Yeah, then Watford City's defensive line made sure Bowie had nowhere to go.
Boy, it's a good thing Kegley's as athletic as he is. That ball would have got away from a lot of folks. I was going to just try and look here and see how many players Watford City fields that weighed over 300 pounds.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
There is.
8.
Yeah, I got 4 on the tally here. I got lost in the mid-200s for a while.
That pass just overthrown. Oh, Kegley wishes he would have been able to connect on that play. That was a difficult catch attempt for Wixo. I think Kegley did a nice job of rolling right and delivering that pass, but the degree of difficulty on that attempt was really high. And this Squirrel offense is something else to watch.
Oh, man, that's a sure-handed Wixo, too. That tells you how difficult that play was to make. It is a lot of fun to watch these guys. They're so dangerous on all levels.
3rd and 9 from the 16. Kegley rolling left this time. Rifles it in there. That one might have had too much mustard on it. He was intending to hit Jarris Stahl, but it falls incomplete. Mentioned it in the first half. I want to mention it again. Jarris Stahl got hurt on the very first play of the season last year and saw his season come to an end. You absolutely hate to see injuries come up whenever they do, but especially first game of the year, first play of the year. And in high school football, that's kind of a lost year. It's not like college where you can get a medical red shirt and kind of make up for it on the back end. Once you lose the year, that year is over with. So certainly wish the best for him to stay healthy all year and enjoy a successful season.
Absolutely.
With the Squirrels. Here's the longest field goal attempt of the game. This one from 33 yards. Bukow, boy, he has got an impressive leg, and that one is good from 33 yards away. Central Cass 24 and Watford City nothing after that 33-yard field goal by Matthew Bukow, his 3rd successful field goal of the ball game. We'll be back with the kickoff right after this. You're watching Game Day Media.
Since Nodak Insurance Company started, we've gone from paying by mail to paying online. Your proof of insurance is found in an app, and as farming technologies advance, our coverage protects. The way we live and work has changed, but our service and commitment remain. We're evolving to meet your insurance needs, with answers where and when you need them most. Nodak Insurance Company. Stop by our office in Watford City and visit with Eric Mogan and Brady Monroe to see how we can help.
24-0 is your score as the Squirrels get ready for another kickoff. Matthew Bukow has been busy, 1 for 1 on extra points, now 3 of 3 on field goal attempts. If you're Watford City, it's still only a 3-possession game with their defense holding Central Cass to these field goal attempts. A comeback not out of the realm of possibility as Sargent makes the catch just inside the 20, and he puts his head down, running straight up the middle. The ball does come out, but I think he was down. And that will be a speedy return up to the 37-yard line.
Well, what we know from past history is that, Watford City can be dangerous if they get their running backs or even their return men out on the outside. They're so speedy. And we've had a couple that we thought might have breakaways and, compliment to the Squirrels. They were able to shut them down. But, yeah, Watford City can score quickly on occasion.
Still a lot of football left to go in this one. We'll see if the Wolves offense can start breaking loose late in this third quarter. They've got a 1st and 10 and some flags flying, and now the penalties are starting to pile up. It's not a rare thing at all to see a lot of penalties on the first game of the year. But for Watford City, they're coming at inopportune times, especially in the second half. Right at the beginning of drives, it's always harder when you go from a 1st and 10 to a 1st and 15.
Yeah, you wonder a little bit maybe if fatigue doesn't set in different ways.
Yeah.
And, I was just going to compliment the sports medicine programs for both Watford and Central Cass. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of cramping yet.
Yeah.
You haven't seen, those physical ailments, but I think just mentally you're seeing a little bit of a breakdown on the Wolves side of the ball.
1st and 15. Who's got the ball? I think I'm going to guess Riley Dahlberger up to the 35. It's a gain of 2, but that's it. As once again, this front line for defense, the defense of Central Cass stands strong.
I would dare venture to say that Central Cass spent a lot of time focusing on Coach Dooley's offense because they have really had his number tonight.
You bring up an interesting point that I'm not really smart enough to know, but I can have an opinion on it. When it comes to coaching, it's probably easier to prepare for a Coach Dooley type offense at the very first game of the year when you have all those practices to begin with, rather than on a short week or a normal week where you're 7 days in between games. And that may be a slight advantage for Central Cass, but scheming is one thing. Executing the game plan out there is a whole nother thing. We've got a timeout on the field brought to you by LPL Financial and Shiloh Chavez. Shiloh specializes in creating personalized financial strategies that reflect each client's unique goals and circumstances. Let's thank our live read sponsors one more time. Here tonight, starting off with WCAG Church, one church in multiple locations. Visit us here in Watford City, either during the week on Wednesdays or on Sunday mornings. Also have a Spanish service at 1:15 p.m. You can also check out those other locations in Fairview, Montana, Belfield, and Kenmare. Visit wcag.church for more information. Also want to thank the McKenzie County Heritage Park and North Dakota Oil Museum. It's the building with all of those flags there on the west side of Watford City where the pioneering spirit runs strong. Had a great summer out there, and they are gearing up for Heritage Day. And we also want to thank a brand new sponsor to Game Day Media, Elkin Water Inc., located just east of Watford City. And give them a call right there at 701-842-3010. Well, Ross, what do you think the message was there from Coach Dooley during that timeout?
Well, I think he's talking about... Look at here now.
Look at this.
Riley
Tristan DeVries. It's DeVries.
Oh, DeVries.
Yes, and he is gone. Touchdown, Wolves. What a play drawn up during the timeout. That's a 65-yard touchdown run. The Wolves are right back in it.
You asked me what Coach Dooley was talking about during the timeout. I'm sure while he was busy chewing people out, he was also designing a really good play for Tristan DeVries, who took advantage.
Wow. We mentioned it, the Wolves offense, not really necessarily built for traditional big plays, but this offense can do things like that. And who says you need to put the ball in the air to have a big play? They get it to Tristan DeVries, and he takes it 65 yards to the house for the first touchdown of the season for Watford City. 2:25 left to go in this third quarter. The Wolves will keep their offense on the field. They're going to go for 2, and DeVries will not find a hole this time. And so that keeps the score at 24-6. 2:25 left to go in the third quarter. You're watching Game Day Media. The number 3 ranked team in the state, the Central Cass Squirrels, are leading Watford City 24-6. We'll be back with a kickoff after this short timeout.
At Johnson and Sundin Law Office, we combine big case expertise with small town service. Since 1980, we've fought for clients across western North Dakota. From oil and gas disputes to serious injury and wrongful death cases, probate, agriculture, and more. No matter what issue, our experienced team is ready to stand by your side. In our office in Watford City, we're here for you, wherever you are. Johnson and Sundin, expert legal representation rooted in North Dakota.
2:25 left to go in the third quarter, Ross. That's exactly what Watford City needed, a quick strike, as Tristan DeVries put the Wolves on the board.
That was an impressive 65-yard run. I thought he was going to go down at the 30, and just by sheer will and strength, he maintained his balance and pulled away. Finish out a wonderful run. Just a great overall team play, and DeVries finishing it.
A 55-second drive, a 65-yard touchdown run by Tristan DeVries has given him 9 carries for 97 yards on the ground. And that touchdown brought to you by Cornerstone Bank. Cornerstone Bank offers honest insight from people who know our communities and how to make the most of your money. Visit cornerstone.bank today. 2:25 left to go in the third quarter. This one far from over as the Wolves are fired up, ready to line it up for the kickoff and maybe make Central Cass start a drive in their own territory. We'll see how this kickoff turns out.
That score was so big for so many reasons, even just from a morale standpoint. You could see the Wolves maybe starting to get a little down on themselves, and DeVries a shining light for the Wolves tonight.
Boy, another nice return from Central Cass. They will have to start in their own territory, but not very far in their own territory as Zane Blixt with an eventful return. Picks up about 30 yards. Colton Lewis on the stop. Central Cass will bring their offense onto the field with a 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line.
Yeah, Colton Lewis on a nice stop, assist by Keegan Fitzgerald. Keegan Fitzgerald, just he's a young fellow. What do we got on him? He must be a sophomore.
Lots of young players on this Wolves roster. Quick pass, left side, caught. Wow, what a catch by Easton Holland. He had to reach behind himself to make that catch. And my goodness, he turned nothing into something there. What a play.
Yeah, 6'4". He's just a nice receiving package.
Riley Liedalberger on the stop.
Fast and strong and lots of length.
A 14-yard connection from the 43 of Central Cass to the 43 of Watford City. And if my stat keeping is correct, that's the first catch of the game for Easton Holland. One of these leading receivers returning to the Central Cass offense. Going to hear a lot from him this year as Bowe with a big carry over the right side of his offensive line. I think he's got enough for another first down. Central Cass, 2 big plays to start this drive. And even though they started it in Watford City territory, they didn't stay in Watford City territory or in their own territory very long as they get a fresh set of downs once again from the legs of Benji Bowe.
Yeah, he really helps make them dangerous, doesn't he?
He does. Third play of the drive coming up here as he gets another handout. This time he's going to try the left side. He's got a big hole. There is a flag, so we'll see what that is all about. As it stands, it was a gain of 11, but this one might be coming back.
I didn't see it on the corner, but just where it's at, I was thinking of holding maybe, but we'll find out.
Flag is resting at the 30-yard line. Wolves are back, ready to play defense at the expected line of scrimmage of the 21, but you're right, it is a holding, and this one will march Central Cass backwards.
Holding, offense number 50, 10-yard penalty,
yeah, right out on the edge where everybody could see. That Wolves really needed that right now. That's going to help them a lot.
A little bit of breathing room as it puts Central Cass back to the 40-yard line. 3 receivers left, 1 receiver right. Kegley in the pistol, new running back out there. That's Kenny Nowitzki, and he will get the carry. He goes up the middle. Oh, man, look at this speed. And then he runs over a tackler at the very end. He gets it down to the 25, gets all the penalty yardage back, and then some. First carry of the game for Kenny Nowitzki.
He's a shifty runner, huh?
He is. Boy, lot of athletes on the Central Cass team. We hadn't called his name yet tonight. And an immediate impact on his first carry of the game. That's a pickup of 14. That sets up 2nd and short. Wolves unable to take advantage after the penalty. And Central Cass with a 2nd and short right away. Wixo makes the catch on the outside. He gets a block inside the 20, 10, 5. Pushed out of bounds. Let's see where they mark it. Let's take a look at the RTC Network's instant replay on that one. See if we could catch just where he went out of bounds. Wixo, another catch.
Boy, that play was really made by that block on the outside, and I can't see that gentleman's number from here, but that was just a tremendous block. He sealed the corner, and the receiver got around on the outside, and beautiful play.
So they mark him out at the 11-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 for Central Cass as we enter the final minute of play in this third quarter. Central Cass 24, Watford City 6, the third-ranked Squirrels leading the Wolves by 18. They are in the red zone once again. They've kicked 3 field goals. They have scored 1 Cornerstone Bank touchdown. Another flag flies.
I think that block was made by Jarrah Stahl.
Okay, very good.
You talked about his injury earlier. At least he was a sophomore last year, so a junior this year. But he plays like he's got more experience than that. Excellent play.
Probably nobody more excited to be back out there in a Central Cass uniform. It's a delay of game penalty against Central Cass. There's kind of a first game of the season type of penalty there as that backs the Squirrels up to the Watford City 16-yard line. Clock is stopped with 52 seconds remaining. In quarter number 3, man goes in motion as Kegley hands it off to Nowitzki. And this time the hole closed a little faster. I thought he might be gone into the end zone, but good job by the Wolves to knock him down at about the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he brings a different element to the game because he's quicker.
So fast.
Tackled by 33,
Lewis Gwynn on the stop for the Wolves as it's now second down for Central Cass. Ball spotted at the Watford City 12. 3 receivers left. Oh, there was some early movement. Yeah, it's going to be a false start against Central Cass's receiving core wide to the left. And now the penalties are starting to pile up in this third quarter after a very clean first half that only saw both teams commit 2 penalties each. Central Cass is now up to 6 penalties. Watford City is up to 6 penalties as well. Stops the clock with 17 seconds left. They run the clock, and I would be surprised if Central Cass is going to run another play. I think they're going to take the 24-6 lead with them to start the fourth quarter. We're going to switch ends of the field, and we're going to have a great fourth quarter in store for you on Game Day Media and KTGO Radio. Stick around. We'll be back for the fourth quarter right after this.
Game Day Media is proud to showcase our local athletes, but we can't do it without the support of our community. We're inviting business owners like you to join our growing list of sponsors. Sponsorship not only helps give student athletes the recognition they deserve, but also puts your business front and center with fans, families, and the community. Partner with us today to promote local athletes and your business through Game Day Media. Together, we make a winning team.
When the job demands power and precision, turn to Hagen Equipment in Watford City, your proud Case IH and Bobcat dealer. From equipment rentals to a full service department and an extensive parts inventory, Hagen Equipment has what you need to get the job done right. Stop by 805 South Main Street in Watford or visit HagenEquipment.com. Hagen Equipment. Work ready, field proven.
Imagine working with a team where your well-being is a top priority. At NCC, we champion work-life balance. Our culture ensures you have the time you need for life's important moments. We offer competitive pay that recognizes your hard work. Plus, enjoy comprehensive health insurance that puts your mind at ease. You'll also receive generous paid time off. And think future forward with our retirement contributions, securing your financial peace of mind. Join a team that values you. Work somewhere great and thrive. Don't wait for opportunity to knock. Open the door. Apply today at NCC. Visit nccray.com/careers.
2nd and 15 for the Squirrels as we get this fourth quarter underway. Brody Kegley looking like Fran Tarkington out there, and he will throw it out of bounds. Incomplete. He was outside of the tackle box. Well, Ross, what a play to start the fourth quarter. Good job by the Wolves' defensive backfield to keep that one from being a completed pass.
Those references are generational, aren't they, Fran Tarkington? That's a name we haven't heard in a while. But you're right.
I can act like an old guy sometimes, Ross. And as the years fly by, the acting gets a little less all the time. But I watched some highlights. I did not see Fran Tarkington play live, but he... a very memorable quarterback for the Wolves. The officials are having a discussion here. If it's about intentional grounding, I don't think there should be a flag thrown because of how far outside of the pocket he was. Let's see. Can't remember all the rules that are in play there, though. I don't think the ball got beyond the line of scrimmage.
I wonder if that's the discussion. Yep.
Okay, it did. It was at the 17-yard line. So thank you for the explanation there from our excellent, outstanding officiating crew for week 1 in Watford City. So 3rd and long for the Squirrels. 3rd and 15 right here. Kegley takes the snap. Here comes the Wolves rush. A flag is thrown. The ball is thrown across his body. A great catch is made. That was a difficult pass to throw. The catch is made by Jarris Stahl, but we'll see what the flag is all about. It's resting back at the 26-yard line, and all that work for the Squirrels is going to be for naught as they commit another holding penalty.
Well, the best thing about that is it stops the clock. It moves the chains back. Watford City's got to be excited about that. But, what's impressive, let's look at the bright side. What an incredible play by number 9.
Yeah.
I mean, to throw across his body like that, running full speed, I mean, he's the real deal. That's a big-time play.
We've got some great quarterbacks in 2A, and Brody Kegley, I know it's first game of the year, so I might be a little bit biased, but I think he might be putting up some outstanding stats. We may be looking at one of the best quarterbacks in 2A football. I don't want to give too much bulletin board material to everybody else out there, but this is definitely a player to watch. He has put on a show here in week number 1. Quick pass, left side. It's caught on the outside, and that will be a pretty good gain. Getting most of those holding penalty yardages back is Easton Holland on that quick catch and run. And mark it at the 14-yard line. 4th down. I think we're going to see another field goal attempt.
Man, well, here again, the only difference, he's got the leg for this, but he is off on the left hash. So.
Good catch. Yep, good catch on that, Ross. We've seen him make all kinds of field goals. They've been from the middle of the field. This is a 31-yard field goal attempt for Matthew Bukow. Snap spot. Kick is up. And that one is no good. He pushed it just to the left, and that is the side of the field that the ball was spotted on. So the defense stands strong for Watford City. The score remains Central Cass 24, Watford City 6. Wolves offense back onto the field with 11:32 to play in this 4th quarter.
Yeah, this is the opportunity the Wolves needs to capitalize on now. If they're gonna have try and make an opportunity for themselves to crawl back into this game, they're going to have to score on every possession.
They scored on their last one. It was a long 65-yard touchdown run by Tristan DeVries.
When I say every possession, only because they haven't had that many possessions, honestly. You know, it seems like the Squirrels are able to put on those sustained drives, and if Watford City's going to score, it's usually going to be a breakaway now.
It's going to have to be. The Wolves' offense kind of designed for more 3 or 4 yards every play, but they're kind of running out of time in order to do just that, as Central Cass's defense once again hitting Watford City early in the play. That was Birch Cheddar with his 2nd attempt of the game. This one is a gain of a yard, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Yeah, Birch Cheddar having a real solid game for the Wolves tonight. You know, he's been around a long time. Seems like he's just a junior, so he's got another year under him, but he's got a lot of experience under his belt. You got to remember, these guys started playing when they were freshmen.
Yeah, a lot of them did. 2nd down and 9 for the Wolves offense. DeVries, the ball carrier. That play started to the left. He tried to bounce it out to the right, and there just wasn't any running room anywhere in that formation. He gets back to line of scrimmage, but that's it.
It's fun watching these plays come in with the linemen. It's it's a lot different when you got a receiver running it in than it is with a lineman that weighs 300 pounds.
I wonder if the Wolves had 12 in the huddle. We see a player hustling to the sidelines right here at the end of this play clock. Down into single digits. Wolves getting ready for this 3rd and 9. An important play right here. Play clock running down. It's all the way down to 1 before the snap is made. And Liedal Berger does his best to gain some positive yardage. He spins around at the 25-yard line. He picks up about 5. That sets up a 4th and 4.
Yeah, Coach Dooley doesn't even have to think about this one. Everything's 4-down territory for the Wolves right now.
Yep, with the time and score where it is. Down 24-6 with 9.5 minutes to play.
Already eating off almost 2 minutes off the clock.
Yes, yep. Clock continues to run, and the Wolves are not hurrying to the line of scrimmage. I wonder if we're going to have a timeout taken here. And there it is. So a timeout taken. This is brought to you by Shiloh Chavez with LPL Financial. 9:13 to go in the fourth quarter. Central Cass 24, Watford City 6. Late stages of this fourth quarter.
You could kind of sense that timeout coming.
Yeah.
Coach Dooley had his playbook out and was visiting with Salas down on the sidelines. He's probably calling multiple plays, I would think. This being the big one.
Harper Moberg getting a drink of water down on this Watford City sideline. I'm starting to get a little bit of the breeze from the window here, and it's starting to feel cooler. And I'm not sweating as profusely as I was around that second quarter.
I bet you when that sun went down, it got real comfortable down there.
I bet. This is football weather. The last Friday in August. I want to thank you for joining us wherever you might be tonight, whether you're in the Watford City area, down in the Castleton area, or anywhere around the world. Also want to thank our listeners listening in to us on KTGO Radio. So thankful for their partnership once again with Game Day Media for this 2026-27 school year. 4th down and a long 4 for Watford City. Ball spotted just shy of the Wolves' 26-yard line. Salas starts under center, then goes back about 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Shannon goes to the right side. A man goes in motion. That's going to be DeVries. Salas is going to keep it, and he gets hit immediately as Central Cass's defense stands strong. That's Aiden Thummel with the 4th down stop. Number 4 brings the Wolves down on 4th down. Turnover on downs.
Yeah, Aiden Thummel, he was a big defensive presence last year for the Squirrels, and he just picked up this year right where he left off.
So gives Salas 2 yards on that attempt. But that brings up a 1st and 10 for Central Cass, and they're in real familiar territory right now, starting a drive deep in Watford City territory.
Yeah, I would think we'd see a lot of number 22 here now, Kenny Nowitzki.
Now this time, both Nowitzki and Bowe are in the backfield along with Kegley. So a lot of good options for Coach Butler to go to here, along with their outstanding wide receiving core. A lot of players to keep track of for this Wolves defense. It's going to be Bowe getting the carry on 1st down, and I'm just really impressed with his patience. That time he is only going to pick up 3 yards, a nice tackle in space there by the Watford City lineman Enikasi Mafi. But it is a pickup of about 3 yards. Mafi has to come off the field. He lost his helmet making that tackle.
You're right, though, Titus. I mean, just watching the patience of Benji Bowe, he's a junior, but he has a lot of maturity, it seems, as a runner.
This is his 11th carry of the ball game. He has picked up 64 yards, impressive average. There's we go under 8.5 minutes to play, and he gets the ball again right up the middle, and he is going to be inside the 20, close to a 1st down. I think he's going to be about a yard short, brings up 3rd and short for the Squirrels.
Yeah, I would think Coach Butler would be pretty content to just try and keep the ball on the ground, keep the clock moving.
3rd down and 1 for Central Cass. As the Squirrels trying to keep this drive alive. They've had to settle for field goals more often than they would like. They have put a lot of points on the board, but they did miss their last one. This will be a keeper by Kegley. He's going to slide for the 1st down. Where he started that slide,
he's short.
Oh, boy. I think you're right. Yeah, kind of a mental mistake there by Kegley, not knowing exactly where he needed to get to before he initiated that slide. And they're going to leave the offense out there to go for it on 4th and short. He had a lot of space there, but it'll be something that the Squirrels probably look at in film study and He's played a really great game, but just a little bit of a mistake there on 3rd and short. See if he can make up for it on 4th and short. This will be a handoff to Bowe. The Wolves defense stands strong, driving him backwards. Moberg the first to hit him, and they stand strong and force a turnover on downs.
It's the little things, and that has to give Watford City some real momentum. That was a great stop, led by Harper Moberg. I mean, I don't know if there's anybody more hard-nosed out there on the field than Harper Moberg. He just gets after it.
So much fun to watch. Play that linebacker position, the leading tackler for the Wolves last year, and he forces the 4 and out for this Squirrel offense. And now Watford City takes over at their own 19-yard line. They lost some time, but they didn't lose a whole lot of field position. And now we'll see if the offense can kick it into gear. Moberg had 69 tackles last year, 21 solo, 48 assists. By far the leading tackler for the Wolves as they try to go to work on offense. And that will be a short game for Baylor Salas as he crossed the 20-yard line.
It's just a long night inside the tackles for the Watford City Wolves.
Yeah. Spot the ball just across the 20-yard line, so pickup of a long yard. We're down to 6:40 to play in this 4th quarter. Central Cass 24, Watford City 6 on your NCC scoreboard. A lot of movement by the defense that time, but they were ready, and they're going to get a TFL on that play, driving the Wolves back inside the 18-yard line. And
here come the cramps.
Yeah, you mentioned it earlier. Both teams had stayed healthy, thankfully, for the most part of this game, but Tristan DeVries probably cramping up a little bit there, late stages of this one. It's going to be 3rd down and 11.
It's interesting when you think about the heat that these kids have played through tonight, that we're finally just getting a little bit of cramping here with inside of 6 minutes.
The first game of the year?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wolves will go on the road next week. They're going to take the long trek to the southeast corner of the state to take on the Wahpeton Huskies. Wolves got the win in that matchup here at Fridley Field last year. They'll try to see if they can do it about, 7.5, 8 hours away from home next week?
It's a long, long way. I have friends in Wahpeton, and I don't travel to see them. It's so far.
Yep, there is a lot of miles that get driven throughout the school year, and especially in the football season for so many of these teams. Central Cass putting on 2 of their longer road trips to start the year. They start with this game here at Watford City, and then next week they go to Devil's Lake, and that's going to be a great matchup. Devil's Lake got the best of them in that matchup last year. It'll be fun to see how that one turns out.
Especially early in the season too. I mean, everybody's going to be healthy, but everybody's still kind of learning their positions too for those that have transitioned into new roles. So it'll be interesting. That Devil's Lake game is a huge game.
Yeah, they had to get Kindred in their week 1 matchup. Outstanding matchup. They played such a great playoff game last year. Devil's Lake getting the win on the road. Yeah, that one. Kindred is looking for the revenge there in this season opener. Wolves out of that Shiloh Chavez timeout are going to pick up a couple of yards with Riley Liedalberger on the right side, but once again, just not very much running room for Watford City.
It's interesting about Devil's Lake. You talk about teams that blossomed in the latter half of the season. I mean, they really excelled. Watford City was only a couple of stops away from probably beating Devil's Lake in Watford City.
Right here at the very end of the season, Devil's Lake, give them credit, they won that game, and they never looked back from that one, winning the state championship in 2A football last year. 4th and 9 for Watford City. They're going to line up in punting formation. Central Cass has to be at least anticipating a fake. We'll see what DeVries does. He will punt it away. This one is a short line drive kick that's going to bounce to the 40. Not nearly as high as his first punt, but this one is going to have a much better net yardage as it rolls harmlessly out of bounds near the 40-yard line under the watchful eye of the junior Liam Damaris.
It wasn't as pretty as the first one, but it was far more effective.
It was. Yep. So Central Cass will start this drive at their own 40. We've seen them be a little more deliberate on offense and put the ball on the ground. And with 4:52 left to go, I got to believe we're going to see a lot more running from this Squirrel offense.
Absolutely. You know, at this stage of the game, you'd think obviously ball control and just trying to keep your kids healthy for week 2.
Yep. 3 receivers left, 1 receiver to the right. Kegley has played a really good game at quarterback. He'll hand it off to Benji Bowe, looking for a hole around the right side. And he'll pick up about 4 yards where a pack of wolves brings him down.
Boy, and it takes a pack of wolves to bring Benji Bowe down. He's just a tough runner.
He is. He's up to 73 yards rushing on 14 attempts, averaging 5.2 yards per carry. 2nd and 6, ball spot at the 44. Central Cass in no particular hurry here with the 24-6 lead. Clock nearing 4 minutes to play in this 4th quarter. Wolves defense has created 1 turnover. They could really use a second one on this drive. As Kegley hands it off to Bowe again. Right up the middle, the pile continues to move, and he is up to the 48-yard line. I'll mark it at the 47, setting up a 3rd and a short 3.
You know, how'd you like to be Coach Tommy Butler? You got the luxury of probably one of the best quarterbacks in 2A football. And then in the backfield, you've got somebody like Bowe.
Yeah. And Kenny Nowitzki, who we've seen make an impact in just a couple of plays where he's gotten the football as well. And then that receiving core, this Squirrel team will be a team to be reckoned with there in 2A East region.
Oh, yeah, so balanced. You know, and then the kicking game on top of it all. Not every team has that luxury.
You're right. You know, without the field goals, this game would look a lot different on the NCC scoreboard. You take Bukow's 3 field goals off there, and this is a 15-6 score. And they did go for 2, but if a missed 2-point conversion along with missed field goals, this could be a 1-score game here as late as this one currently is.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks a little more lopsided than it really should.
Last year, the final score of this matchup was 41-14 Central Cass over Watford City. It was a game that was delayed to start with some thunderstorm activity in the Castleton area about 365 days ago. This one went off right on time, where radar showed a little bit of thunderstorms in the area, at least off to our west, but has never reached here. It was hot to get this one started, upper 80s, but it has cooled off nicely after the sun has set. It's starting to feel a little bit like fall, and we know colder weather is certainly around the corner here in North Dakota.
Bins are starting to fill up, and farmers are saying, just give me a few more days.
That's right. Yeah, then let it rain. We need some rain out here in western North Dakota for sure. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right out of that timeout. New quarterback in there for Central Cass. That's Jack Meyer. A new running back as well, and he is greeted rudely by this Wolves defense. That carry was to Crosby Tripke.
Is that Birch Cheddar on the tackle, I believe?
It was TFL for Birch.
Yeah, he just shot through that line like a cannon. Great play.
So now it's 4th down. I would expect to see a punt in this situation, looking at the time and score. They're going to let the clock continue to run down. We're at 2:37 and counting, with the score of 24-6. Central Cass leading Watford City. And now the whistles blow, and it will be a timeout taken by Central Cass. We're going to keep it right here. Once again, we want to thank our timeout sponsor, LPL Financial, with Shiloh Chavez. Shiloh specializes in creating personalized financial strategies that reflect each client's unique goals and circumstances. We want to thank the ND Scorefeed app, ready to go for another season. They are providing that ticker you see at the bottom of your screen. And also, if you haven't done so yet, you should download their app, ND Scorefeed. We use it all the time here on Game Day Media, keeping you up to date on all the scores from across the state. They do such an outstanding job. it's just like an NFL Sunday with the way that technology has gone and the people behind it that are willing to keep those scores updated. And so many great media outlets across the state bringing you as many of these games as we can. It's a team effort. Not one media outlet can cover all the games there are. So I want to wish everyone across the state and across the nation that covers high school sports. Hope you guys have a great high school football season, fall sports season. I'm bringing you some volleyball as well here on Game Day Media, and any other media outlets across the state will be as well. It is 4th down. It is a punting situation, and they will punt it. That is Blaze Cotton kicking it deep. Nice punt and a very favorable Central Cass bounce all the way inside the 20. Great punt by Blaze Cotton.
And of course it's Blaze Cotton, because what doesn't that guy do for the Squirrels? he's holding the PATs. He's scoring touchdowns. He's returning. He's punting. It's just a great night for Blaze Cotton. Fun to watch.
Yeah, he is a potential for our first International Bank and Trust player of the game. Stick around for that as part of our Johnson and Sundin post-game show. Got a lot of players to choose from. So we do still have 2 minutes and 11 seconds to go. So nobody has won that honor just yet. Watford City would like to put another 1 or 2 or 3 touchdown scoring drives together, but they are running out of time. And after that great punt, the Wolves are again starting at their own 19-yard line, the second consecutive drive, starting at their own 19. This one with 2:11 left to go in the fourth quarter. Wolves offense not really built to play from behind, as Salas will keep it in a minimal gain. You know, at this stage, when you're down this big, this late, you would love to be able to go 4 wide receivers, spread everybody out, and try to throw the football up and down the field, but that's just not how this Watford City team is built.
There's a couple of young fellas getting in that game I think are pretty excited right now. You got McCoy Lawler, I think, appearing in his first varsity matchup. I believe he's a backup center, so he's in at center. Looks like
Bo Hovland out there.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of new players running in there as well. Right now it's Jonathan Sargent and Aaron Luna.
Yeah, I just love to see that. Get everybody in, get everybody excited, get everybody an opportunity. Tip my hat to Coach Dooley. He's a dude.
It is Colton Lewis going under center, and now we're going to have a delay of game penalty as that play a little bit too long in developing. That will be penalty number 7 against Watford City in this matchup.
Well, again, I don't think that score is indicative of how hard the Wolves have fought tonight.
Yeah.
The Squirrels just have a real tremendous defense, frankly. But, you know, that triple-headed monster in the back with Brody Shannon and Riley Liedel-Berger and Tristan DeVries, they played their hearts out tonight.
They did. One big play. That was the DeVries touchdown run as Jonathan Sargent looks for some room around the right side, but this Squirrel defense not going to allow him to get anywhere. Be a loss of a couple. Brings up 3rd down and long.
You know, and I keep saying 3-headed monster, but I can't forget about the senior in Salas. He's done a really great job of leading this team. You know, last year he had that injury. He's battled back. They're going to look to him to have a big season this year, and he's fully capable. I just get a few more opportunities. Throws a nice ball.
He does. We are under 30 seconds to go. We're probably looking at the final play of the game right here, barring a defensive penalty. Looks like the Squirrels are going to start the season the same way they started last year, with a season-opening victory against Watford City. Ball is loose. It is picked up, and it goes backwards. And another TFL for this Squirrel defense. And congratulations to the Central Cass Squirrels. They're going to start the season 1-0 as they get the victory here against Watford City on the road.
That makes a trip home a whole lot better when you got a W under your belt.
You're absolutely right. As the teams shake hands near midfield, we're going to send Ross down to the field. He'll catch up with our first International Bank and Trust player of the game. We'll also try to catch up with head coach Tommy Butler after this win. We'll be back with your Johnson and Sundin post-game show right after this.
Our lives are made up of moments, and so many of the most precious moments begin at home. When it's time to unlock your dream home or build a brighter tomorrow, let First International Bank and Trust simplify your journey so you can love where you live and focus on the moments that matter. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first since 1910.
Hey, Dad, will you check the cows?
Use this instead, Grandpa. The cows look fine, Dad.
In my day, we had to sleep in the barn to check the cows.
Combining tradition and technology, respecting the past while embracing the future. RTC Networks.
Since Nodak Insurance Company started, we've gone from paying by mail to paying online. Your proof of insurance is found in an app, and as farming technologies advance, our coverage protects. The way we live and work has changed, but our service and commitment remain. We're evolving to meet your insurance needs, with answers where and when you need them most. Nodak Insurance Company. Stop by our office in Watford City and visit with Eric Mogan and Brady Monroe to see how we can help.
Every competition, every activity, every big moment, the Pack shows up. The Wolfpack Booster Club supports Watford City student activities and athletics all year long. Join the Pack. Be a supporting member behind each and every Watford City Wolf. Follow the Wolfpack Booster Club on Facebook to stay up to date on upcoming events, activities, and ways to get involved. And visiting teams and fans when the game brings you to Watford City. Find more happening around town at watfordcityevents.com.
Looking to save on fuel and fuel up fast? Patriot Fuels of Alexander, North Dakota is your partner in profit. We're proud to support the trucking industry with high-speed fueling systems, top-quality products, and vendor relationships that put your success first. Join the Patriot Fuels Fleet Card program and unlock exclusive discounts, or simply pay at the pump. Either way, you're fueling with integrity and efficiency. Patriot Fuels, driven to deliver more, located in Alexander, North Dakota.
Williston, the deals are heating up at Red Rock Chevrolet GMC in Williston. Right now, get into a powerful Chevrolet GMC 1500 with 0% financing for 60 months or take rebates up to $7,000. Looking for space and versatility? Drive home a Chevrolet Traverse today with low 2.9% APR financing. Or check out the sporty Chevrolet Trailblazer, now with rebates up to $750. Head to Red Rock Chevrolet GMC in Williston today and see dealer for details. Red Rock Chevrolet GMC, where the deals are as big as the open road.
At Johnson and Sundin Law Office, we combine big case expertise with small town service. Since 1980, we've fought for clients across western North Dakota. From oil and gas disputes to serious injury and wrongful death cases, probate, agriculture, and more. No matter what issue, our experienced team is ready to stand by your side. In our office in Watford City, we're here for you, wherever you are. Johnson and Sundin. Expert legal representation rooted in North Dakota.
Welcome back to Watford City. Welcome into your Johnson and Sundin post-game show. We're ready for some Watford City Farmers Union Oil Company coaches' comments with a victorious coach, Tommy Butler. Ross, take it away.
Played outstanding. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff that we can still get better at. I think we've obviously offensively moved the ball. We just couldn't, we had missed opportunities in there. They're a heck of a defense, especially their red zone defense is tough. It's really tough. So,
they do have a defense, but what do you say about that Squirrel defense tonight? They really put it together, didn't they?
Yeah, again, I'm just super proud of the way these guys played. Executed a game plan. It was awesome. Like the way we flew around, we got our young guys in at the end of the game. They did what they were supposed to. I mean, again, just total team effort. I love where we're sitting. Again, obviously there's a lot of things that we can get better at, but I'm really pleased with where we're at.
Makes for a fun bus ride home, doesn't it?
Oh man, can't beat a win. You can't beat a win.
Congratulations, Coach. You bet. Have a great night.
Head coach Tommy Butler there, and Ross is ready to go with the First International Bank and Trust player of the game, Blaze Cotton.
Thanks, Titus. I'm down here in the Blaze Cotton. Blaze, you are my self-described Swiss Army knife of the Central Cass Squirrels. What a great game tonight. Tell me a little bit about it.
It was really good. I think it's really good for our team to really stand it the whole time. Our offensive line being very young. We lost a lot. We lost 4 stars off our offensive line last year. I think they held in very well. And Brody stepping up through all the pressure and keeping a calm head the whole game.
It was incredible. You guys are so balanced across the board. We were really impressed with you. We're excited to watch you play this fall. I think you're going to have a great season out in front of you. Congratulations. Titus, our First International Bank and Trust player of the game, Blaze Cotton.
Awesome work. Thank you very much, Ross. Congratulations to Coach Butler and to Blaze Cotton on an outstanding season opening win on the road at Fridley Field. First International Bank and Trust is the sponsor of our player of the game. They have been serving the local area since 1910. This family-owned, full-service, independent community bank is now expanded to 4 states and remains built on a bond between their employees and customers. Great job by Ross down there getting the sights and sounds down on the field as we welcome him back up to the Red Rock Auto Sports Desk. And we want to remind you that this post-game show is brought to you by Johnson & Sundin Law Office, providing quality legal expertise with common sense and small-town service. Let's take a look at the final scoring summary and team stats in this one. Central Cass in the third quarter, scoring on a one-play 26-yard drive on a 26-yard connection from Kegley to Cotton, who we just heard from down there. The extra point was good. It only took 7 seconds off the clock, and just like that, Central Cass is up 21-0 with 9:20 left in the third. And then Matthew Bukow added his third field goal of the game after a 5-play 41-yard drive that took just under 2 minutes off the clock, making it 24-0 with 3:24 left. Then Watford City scored with their 2-play 63-yard drive after a penalty. It was a 65-yard touchdown run by Tristan DeVries, the big highlight for Watford City in the third quarter there. 65-yard great touchdown run by Tristan DeVries to make it 24-6. But that is the last scoring that either of these teams would accomplish tonight, as the fourth quarter was completely scoreless. And that leads us to the final tonight of 24-6. Let's take a look at the game stats from this one. Central Cass, 268 yards of offense, 120 rushing yards, 148 passing yards. It was Brody Kegley doing most of the work there for the Central Cass Squirrels. In fact, all of the work through the air, as he completed 13 passes in 20 attempts for 148 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Those 2 touchdowns went to Blaze Cotton, who had 3 catches for 33 yards. Parker Wixo had a very nice game, 4 catches for 44 yards. Benji Bowe made a couple of receptions for 28 yards. Easton Holland, 2 catches, 23 yards. Kellen Cruchet, 2 catches for 20 yards. As a team, 13 catches for those 148 yards. On the ground, the Squirrels rushed for 27 attempts and 120 yards, led by Benji Bowe, 15 attempts for 76 yards. Brody Kegley ran it 5 times for 28 yards. Kenny Nowitzki ran it twice for 18 yards. Zane Blixt once for 6 yards. 2 other ball carriers carried it for negative yardage there for the Central Cass Squirrels. For Watford City, no passing yards tonight for the Wolves on their 3 attempts. And on the ground, Riley Liedall-Berger had the most attempts with 15 of them for 55 yards. DeVries led them in yardage with 96 yards on 11 carries and 1 cornerstone bank touchdown. Baylor Salas had 8 carries for 13 yards out of his quarterback spot. Birch Cheddar ran it twice for 6 yards. It was Colton Lewis with 1 carry for 4 yards and Brogan Shannon with 3 carries for 4 yards. The team, Watford City, piled up 176 rushing yards and 1 touchdown on those 41 attempts. Watford City committed 7 penalties for 35 yards. They did lose 1 fumble. Central Cass committed 7 penalties for 50 yards, and they committed 1 turnover. That was an interception thrown by Kegley, caught by Tristan DeVries. And that is the way the final stats look in this one. A lot to talk about here as we wrap up the Johnson and Sundin postgame show. Ross, what are you going to take away from this memorable Week 1?
Well, a couple of things. I didn't get into the individual statistics with our Swiss Army knife and Blaze Cotton because those Squirrels are so team-oriented. You could hear it in my interview with Blaze, and you hear it from Coach Butler. They are just team through and true, and I expect good things for the Squirrels this year. On the Watford City side of the ball, I think there's a lot to be proud of. Their defense really stood out to me tonight. They played an excellent game against a loaded offense, honestly. I think they've got some bugs they need to get worked out, but Coach Dooley, we know what he can bring to the table, and so I think the season is holds a bright future for the Watford City Wolves.
Absolutely. Central Cass moves to 1-0. They started the week ranked at number 3. We'll see where they end up in the polls next week. Watford City did receive votes to start the year. They now drop to 0-1. We'll see just how many teams receive votes in AA next week after 9 of them received them in week number 1. Both of these teams go on the road next week. Central Cass up to Devil's Lake. Watford City down and over, and then down and over again to Wahpeton, a long ways away from home. That's the first of 3 consecutive road games this year for Watford City. Our next broadcast of Wolves football on Game Day Media will be the following Friday as they take on Williston up at Legends Field 2 weeks from tonight. Next week, the Watford City crew will be over in Alexander as the Comets take on Mohall, Lansford, Sherwood, in what should be a great game on Game Day Media. We want to thank everyone who had a part of the broadcast tonight, our friends at KTGO Radio. We want to thank Xavier McGorman for his first game with Game Day Media, doing a great job on the camera, and Coy Hartle with his first football game, doing an outstanding job as producer. And another great job by color commentator Ross Sundin. Another season is underway, and we couldn't be more excited about it here on Game Day Media. That'll do it for me. Thank you to all the sponsors to make the broadcast of these games possible. My name is Titus Stenberg, signing off from Fridley Field in Watford City. So long, everybody.
Tonight's Game Day Media broadcast was brought to you by RTC Networks, Hagen Equipment Incorporated, First International Bank and Trust, Nodak Insurance Company, Eric Mogan, Johnson and Sundin, attorneys at law, Shiloh Chavez with LPL Financial, Farmers Union Oil of Watford City, Patriot Fuels LLC, Mackenzie County Heritage Park and Museum, Cornerstone Bank,
TNT Measurements Incorporated,
Northern States Fishing Tools, WCAG Church, Doug Rolfson, Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Wolfpack Booster Club,
BNC National Bank,
Darrington Snow Removal, The Merc at Long X, Mackenzie Electric Cooperative, Red Rock Auto of Watford City, NCC